everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. So nice to have you all here, hanging out in the stream. I see a bunch of our friends down there. I see, hey, Alec. I had a lovely time with you earlier today. Just delightful. For those of you who don't know, I just did an interview with Alakazam on his stream on his channel, so definitely go and check that out. Check out the VOD. It was me saying that, you know, he's pretty racist over and over again.
Oh yeah, just on loop.
It's really, yeah. I'm pretty sure that they just sort of recorded about 45 seconds of me, and then it was just on a loop the entire time. So nice. It was really cool though, because we put like different beats underneath it and things like that, and added different instruments. It was a very sort of like minimalist experience. So if you want to get real pretentious and like bring up like Philip Glass and stuff like that, it's a thing that you should do. No, it was delightful. It was absolutely lovely. We had a lovely conversation all about what does it really mean to be like an ally? You know, what does that really look like? What does it mean to not like center your conversation on like straight white cis society, even if you are any or all of those things? Yeah. We absolutely got canceled several times during that interview.
There were some threats made.
There were death threats.
I definitely got a part of it.
Live on stream death threats, absolutely.
In game.
Yeah. How very dare you? How dare you? Hi Snowflake. It's lovely to see you, Snowflake. I can't wait to have Snowflake back on the stream. Snowflake,
oh my god. He's always fun to have around.
Yeah. I gotta say, we have definitely collected a whole bunch of delightful people to play with over the last year. Like, it's just, it amazes me, like how many people are so creative, you know, and the thing I love more than anything is that as a DM, it absolutely keeps me on my toes. Where it's just like, oh shit, was not expecting that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
exactly.
Let's see where this takes us. Oh, the demon whip hits? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
It's fine.
We're good. I gotta say though, it's still the fact that in order to preserve both the flow of the story and the lore of the universe, I was at one point forced to do a musical heist episode. I think that is very important.
Fantastic. Oh, welcome Raiders.
Roll together.
Ooh.
Yay! How was your stream? Was it amazing? I hope it was fabulous. We're just getting started over here. We're just talking about how I just did an interview over on Alakazam's channel. Very excited about that. Talked all about all kinds of delightfulness. And we're going to be doing something special today. We sure are. Sadly, we are without two of our cast members today, but something very interesting did happen. And there's a whole new book all about monsters. If you don't know. If you do need to go and get Mordenkainen Presents The Monsters of the Multiverse, you should absolutely head down to our D&D Beyond link and go and purchase it. 100%. But we are today in character. Corton is going to be going through a whole bunch of this. We're going to be talking about the new races. We're going to be talking about the new monsters. And you know Corton. Corton is a fabulous old lush who's just bitter and awful. So, yeah. So that should be new and exciting. And I have two fabulous people here to help me navigate this.
Yeah, we try, you know.
Yeah, welcome, Resident Dad. Apparently, you are now on the lazy river of raids. Just wherever you're gonna get someplace to welcome. Hi, Platypus. Hi, Pixie.
Oh, shoot.
All together.
Oh no,
You all are delightful. And it makes me happy when you guys come and say hi. And yes, so let's get our sponsors all taken care of. We have a brand new sponsor called Hero Forge. I'm actually really excited for today with Hero Forge because one of the things we've been doing is we've been putting together like a little video for Hero Forge to just sort of thank them for their sponsorship. And so I've been getting to play with it. And now I'm really excited to see sort of what we can do with the new races in Hero Forge and just all the cool things they can have. And it's like, oh, wait, they've got this effect and they've got this and they've got this really cool thing. Oh my gosh, if we could do this, that. So that'll be super fun getting to play with Hero Forge and all of the new races. Absolutely. So excited about that. In addition, Phoenix Dice definitely hit ! Raffle in order to enter to win a set of Phoenix Dice.
Yes.
They are delightful. We love Phoenix Dice. They make everything from recycled materials because they love the world we live in just as much as all the worlds we play in. So, hit ! Raffle. Look at you with all your damn.
I know.
All your damn dice. Every single day. Thank you so much for resubscribing, Mac. I get to play with Mac every Wednesday over on the Dead Aussie Gamer channel. And Mac, you're a joy. You make me very happy. And you've subscribed for 8 months. That is glorious.
Oh,
Thank you.
Look at that.
Thank you very much. So yes, welcome. We are not only going to be giving away some delightful Phoenix Dice today, we're also going to be talking about a new book. So definitely check that out. You can see also we are sponsored by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. If you want to go play as your favorite champions from the world of Ava Squirrel, absolutely you can. You can go play as Minsk and jump around the screen with a giant sword. But my personal favorite is Jarlaxle because he's got a fabulous hat. You need fabulous hats. That's what you need. It's important.
It's the sign of a good adventure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, you're tiny now.
Am I?
I was say we lost him. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, no, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Sometimes I just need a break from
It was Jarlaxle.
You know what? That makes sense.
Spell on you.
Too excited with the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was like, nah, no, okay. Calm down.
Look,
it's my hat. I can't have it.
Yeah. It's not a hat for all of you. But aside from his fabulous hat, you can in fact go over to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms right this second, and you can enter the code that you see on your screen, which will be good for a week. So if you're watching the VOD, you can still use that code. And you get an Electrum chest full of all kinds of goodies that will help you level up your characters. So you can kick the crap out of all of the dangers, maybe even some of the monsters that exist in the multiverse. Look at me.
Probably.
Clever. I'm clever like a little monkey is clever.
The best story I ever heard about monkeys is that they used the palm tree as a catapult to escape their enclosure at a zoo. And then they were lured back by peanuts. So monkey brain is, we could use a catapult, then monkey brain is, peanut.
I feel like the monkey brain was not like, I need to escape this. I feel like monkey brain was saying, ooh, fun, a catapult.
Yeah, totally.
Let's see what this does.
Yeah,
let's
just try
Absolutely.
it. Let's just try it.
I mean, they use tools. They teach each other how to use them.
Exactly.
It's delightful. Absolutely. Well, thank you all for joining us today. I am very excited to start exploring this fabulous book. And I think we should start with some races. Is what I think.
Switch it over. We go to
the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to go pull this up so that I can look at it.
I I have a
There
better
we go.
suggestion. Have you read the disclaimer of this book yet?
Oh my God, no.
Oh, there's a
Actually,
disclaimer? Okay, we gotta
Oh my
Would you
god,
read it?
I stumbled
Would you?
upon
we
it.
gotta pull it up.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Oh my god. So, disclaimer. We asked the writers of we asked Mordenkainen to write a humorous disclaimer for this book. We received this response. The day I start writing frivolous disclaimers for a game manual is the day I retire from wizardry and abandon all self-respect.
It's so meta, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is
And then
100% Mordenkainen.
There's another one from Tasha if you want to read that one.
Oh shit,
Oh,
really?
dude.
Yeah.
Hold on,
So
first, where is this? Where is-
it's-
'cause
Yeah,
how-
I was
I
looking
have
for it
it
to pull it
all
up.
the way
but-
in the back of the book for me. It's like the last
wait.
page.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go to my sources, Monsters of the Multiverse, over on D&D Beyond. Thank you for organizing everything. D&D Beyond. Is it
Actually,
under
it's-
the credits?
It's in the contents, like after you go through everything. So
Oh, okay. So
'Cause I
I'll
have
go
it- I have
over
it on
to
the app.
Book.
Oh, that's
Right,
why. I'm
it's
looking
the-
at the compendium part of it, so I'm not gonna be able to find it.
All right, table of contents,
I'll just trust you.
and it's. Oh, there we go. I see. It's down in a little box. Okay.
Yeah.
Mordenkainen's rival wizard Tasha apparently intercepted our request and sent us this note. Mordenkainen lost his sense of humor somewhere between the city of Greyhawk and the astral plane. Keep your chins up, my dearest ones. The multiverse is filled with horrors, many of which are detailed in this book. Marshal your laughter and a few good spells. If we're going to be devoured, better to face the darkness with a smile.
oh my
That's
god,
right.
I just love Tasha just dragging Mordenkainen. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my god.
Absolutely. I feel like Corton would absolutely be friends with both of them. Like
yeah.
they're
You
like
know.
he and Mordenkainen would just sit there like smoking a pipe, talking about how terrible everyone is, and then he and Tasha would go get wasted.
Yeah.
Have
They-
awesome time.
They have their tea parties. I mean, they spill in it.
100%.
Oh yeah.
100%. Yeah. Speaking of tea parties, I'm going to pour myself a little bit of tea.
Do it.
Because it has been a bit of a long day. There's been a lot going on. So, yeah, lots of new and exciting things happening. But hey, everybody in chat, one of the things that we are going to be needing from you a little later in the stream is you're going to have to roll some things for us so that we know which monsters we're going to talk about. That's right. It's Mordenkainen's Random Monsters of the Multiverse.
Yeah.
Yay.
Love it.
Don't be
All right.
crazy.
So first off, if we're gonna do this in character, it's important. Who are we? All right, so I'm gonna be my character Corton, who is a fabulous old lush and a total asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you gonna be, Mike?
I'm definitely going to be Reginald. I mean, like, research is my jam, so
Oh.
I am here for it.
100%. What about you?
Well, neither of my characters are particularly care too much about books, but Diraxis actually might be able to contribute to the conversation.
Oh,
I think-
yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Reginald dragged Diraxis over here since the last battle because it's like, dude, you gotta stop dying.
He's
mid-fight.
very excited to like show me all these things about the creatures we're fighting, and
Yes.
I'm like, I guess we can do that. I guess we can prepare instead of just going with our hearts.
Listen, man, if our next fight is as bad as this last one, we're not gonna make it, bro. So
Yeah,
It's
it's probably
really
true.
bloody.
I mean, it was like a giant house. I mean,
Ugh.
it's pretty bad.
Oh,
I can't believe that you two are the ones that I'm stuck with here. Good God.
Well, I guess the question is if there's someone else you prefer, from our group.
Anyone?
literally the first time I've met you, but
It's quite mean. I think
I can already tell that I hate you, and I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a jolly little chronomancer and just go back in time and punch your mother. Is what I'm gonna do.
Well,
Is that what happened that one day? Oh
Yes,
man.
it is.
So I guess
It
in the
is.
future you do that.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's
Oh.
actually how my mother and father met. You'd be surprised, you know.
I hate these self-fulfilling prophecies.
Your father was a
Damn it.
chronomancer.
Listen, I mean, no.
Oh.
What?
What?
No, but listen, sometimes the thing you do to stop a prophecy ends up being what creates the prophecy.
I
so-
have heard that. I have heard
Yep.
that.
Anyway, I was told that you were like the smartest person here, so we really need to learn more about like anything that can help us.
Yeah, I keep like dying. So any information you could give us
does
would be. It's I've kind of developed a reputation which isn't like the best, I don't think, but
Look, I think what we can do here is we can make things a little more interesting.
Oh, I'm down.
how do you mean?
First off, I think the first things that we need to explore is what do you know about the other people in your universe? For instance,
Okay.
you have a whole race of people living on a mountain in the next country over called Aarakocra. What do you know about Aarakocra? Exactly.
Let's see. Is this open note? Because sometimes I don't remember.
You can't tell me anything about an Aarakocra.
They're like a bird person.
Pretty
I
sure they're
think.
bird people.
They are bird people. They've got wings and hollow bones.
I have hollow bones too.
Do you? That's right, because Diraxis is a mess.
You know, that explains a lot.
Until you said that, I totally forgot that was like semi-canon.
Dude, really?
Or at least a joke.
It's
Oh
a
my
goddamn mess.
He weighs like 60 pounds, something like that. He's like a twig person.
Yeah, no,
dude.
He's a mess. There's no, yes, they can fly. What else do birds have?
They have beaks, I think. I think that's a universal thing that birds have.
Is it? I feel like, yeah, no, I think technically yes. Yes, there is. No, they've got claws. They actually don't need weapons to fight you. They'll just tear your face off with their feet.
Oh, it's unsanitary.
I do believe they have some adaptive magic that they get from their flight abilities, no?
Well, this is something that has changed for those of you at home.
Oh, they've evolved.
They have. They actually get, and this is something that honestly I really appreciate. Something that I loved in 3.5 that didn't really translate for most races in 5e is racial magic, where it's like based on your history, based on like your genetics, or based on your physiology, you get to do certain things. But they get at third level, and this thing that I like is that it's not everything starts at first level. That there are things that you have to learn and grow into. But at third level, you get to cast Gust of Wind once a long rest, which is delightful and totally makes sense. You flap your wings really hard, and you get to do that. That's awesome. Nothing. You got.
Sorry, give me 1 sec. I made it bigger, and now I'm just trying to fix it. Give me. Okay, that should be good. Because I realized you couldn't really read it on stream, so. We're good now. It fixed. We did it.
No, that's a thing. That's a thing. There's you get magic now. So not only can you fly, so this is the thing for me, is that like Aarakocra are not allowed in my goddamn game. And the reason being that if you can fly at first level, you're annoying.
Yeah, it's quite annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that as a DM. Oh, good. It's a pain in the ass. There's okay, so next race. Here we go. We've got Asomars. Little angelic children, children of the angels. They are, I think that this is one of my favorite races to play. Because
hey, Corton, why do you sound different all of a sudden? It's
shut
weird.
up. Stupid.
You play as different races than you? It's kind of
some
it's
sort
kind
of
of sus.
board game. That's very interesting.
You're finding out a lot of new things about Corton. No, I'm gonna drop that because I'm just excited about this.
Canon lore here.
Absolutely. Corton has been many races in his life.
Yes.
I love it. No, so one of the nice things about Asomars is that they are, especially in 5e, they're much more versatile than they were in 3.5. The same thing with Tieflings, with all the different sort of like backgrounds that you can have with them. But the fact that it's a humanoid race with dark vision just makes me happy. Like, I love dark vision because for me, it is really annoying to carry around. Like, I hate like video games where you have to like keep track of how many torches you have. Like,
it's quite obnoxious.
I don't want to deal with just, like inventory maintenance. I don't like,
right.
To a certain extent, absolutely, it's important that you know what's going on with your inventory, but there definitely comes a point where I'm like, okay, I now have to spend an hour and a half going through my inventory and figuring out which of these things I have and I need and I have to keep and what I need to get rid of and what I should sell and what I should, like, what I'm going to do later, So, yeah, ridiculous.
It looks like they did away with the subclasses for these guys.
Oh.
It looks like they kind of made it all, because there was like...
Well, let's see what's going on here. This is new and exciting. Okay, so we've got Dark Vision. Healing Hands. As an action, you can touch a creature and roll a number of d4s equal to your proficiency bonus. The creature regains a number of hit points equal to the total rolled. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Okay. I am 100% here for this. Just a little extra healing,
Yeah, get someone up from the ground that might be constantly unconscious, maybe?
Yeah.
Duraxis, are we talking about you here? Is that?
Oh no, I mean it could really be anyone. Like, I mean, anyone would benefit from this, I think.
This is true, especially somebody that goes down on round 2 every single combat.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just very sad.
If that's a thing for people, then yeah, this would be helpful.
It's like your DM knows that you've got no hit points.
It's like that, yeah.
Or like any defense. I mean, it's just...
Yeah, that you don't have any spells that can help you out in combat.
Little squish boy.
Yeah,
really
squishy. There's all right, we get the light cantrip, delightful. That's always nice. What's this Celestial Revelation?
I think this is new.
Yeah,
when you reach 3rd level, choose one of the revelation options below. I'm loving this. Thereafter, you can use a bonus action to unleash the celestial energy within yourself, gaining the benefits of that revelation. Your transformation lasts for 1 minute or until you end it as a bonus action. Once you transform using your revelation below, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. All right, Necrotic Sprout.
So it gives you versatility.
Become pools of darkness and ghostly flight of flame sprout from your back temporarily. Creatures other than your allies within 10 feet of you that can see you must succeed on a charisma saving throw or become frightened of you until the end of your next turn. Until the transformation ends, once on each of your turns, you can deal extra necrotic damage to one target when you deal damage to it with an attack or a spell. Damn.
Wow.
Oh, you just get flat damage at the end.
I feel like Gorf already has this. Like, I feel like...
Maybe.
Like, that's what you've got. Radiant consumption. Searing light temporarily radiates from your eyes and mouth. For the duration, you shed bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. And at the end of each of your turns, each creature within 10 feet of you takes radiant damage equal to your proficiency bonus. Damn, okay. No
There's a lot of monsters that would hate that.
Each
Oh my
creature?
God.
Until the transformation ends, once on each of your turns, you can deal extra radiant damage to one target when you deal damage to it with an attack or a spell.
Ooh.
The extra damage equals your proficiency bonus. Okay, and then Radiant Soul. 2 luminous spectral wings spout from your back temporarily. Until the transformation ends, you gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed. And once on each of your rounds, you can deal extra radiant damage to one target when you deal damage to it with an attack or spell. That's... Oh my god.
Yeah, they just get like a flat bonus to damage.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, I feel like flying today. Oh, I feel like being a face glowing person. Oh, I feel like being
Yeah.
like an emo.
Listen,
And then
if you need a flashlight in the party, then there you go.
just
you
say
have
so. But I mean, you
Yep.
have to like stay away from them because they'll hit you with their bright light.
Just
It's like,
They
Don't look
absolutely
directly at them, or else
Yeah.
the corneas just.
or you'll lose your dark vision.
Yeah. Oof.
Right?
That'd be bad.
That would be
That'd be
bad.
quite bad.
I mean, this, like, the Radiant, either the Radiant Consumption or the Radiant Soul thing. Look, the Radiant Consumption especially, like, if you're facing undead or things that have regeneration, there's
Mhm.
so many times where the regeneration will be stopped by radiant damage. So especially if you are an Asomar that like gets up close and personal with things.
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
you're
Just
kind of any
automatically
kind of
turn
like
around.
martial person, these would be like really, really effective because you could just like go
Yes.
up to them and just be like, "Hey, guess what? If you're next to me, which you most likely have to be in order to hit me, I'm gonna shine my flashlight in your face."
Right.
And then sunlight sensitivity, like that. There's a lot of BCs out there that don't like the
Oh, yeah.
sun.
Do not like it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to bugbears. So neither bugs nor bears. Bugbears are the hulking cousins of goblins and hobgoblins. With roots in the Feywild, early bugbears resided in hidden places in hard-to-reach and shadowed spaces. Long ago, and from out of the corner of your eye, they came to the material plane, urged to spread throughout the multiverse by the conquering god Maglubliet. Centuries later, they still bear the Fey gift for lurking just out of sight, and many of them have sneaked away from that god's influence. They are long of limb and covered in coarse hair, with wedge-shaped ears and pointed teeth. Despite their formidable build, bugbears are quiet skulkers, thanks to the Fey magic that allows them to hide in spaces seemingly too small for them. Ooh, that's interesting.
Oh, they're like mice.
Hmm.
They can fit into like small spaces and
Yeah.
whatnot.
So you are a humanoid, but you are also considered a goblinoid. So that's delightful.
Oh.
Wow.
You're medium, 30 minutes, the dark vision, regular speed, Fey ancestry. Oh, you get advantage on saving throws to avoid or end the charmed condition. That's
That's
nice.
that's
It is
really
very
nice.
nice. Oh, I like
Yeah.
that.
I mean, now mind you, I will say that like the dozens of times that I have tried to charm any of my players, they've like always succeeded except for one time.
That time though was crazy. You sent
Yeah.
Glacia after us though. I mean,
How dare you?
hey, how dare you? First of all,
I would never do something like that.
These
No,
bugbears are terrifying. The way they sneak around, like
Yeah.
So long-limbed, when you make a melee attack, your reach for it is 5 feet greater than normal.
I like how they worded
That's
that
lovely.
because it was when you make a melee attack and not just saying that you have reach, which is kind of a more balanced thing, I think.
Well, and it's on your turn, which means opportunity attacks
Yeah,
don't like
exactly.
yeah.
So it's not quite as
Oh.
crazy. I don't know if
They
that was
nerfed
exactly
them.
what it was before.
No, that this is a nerf. Yeah.
Oh. I think it's
So
better
you
though.
count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity. Okay, cool. And sneaky, you're proficient. Oh, you get a proficiency right off the bat. Okay, awesome. You're proficient in stealth. In addition, without squeezing, you can move through and stop in a space large enough for a small creature.
That's
Lovely.
crazy. That's awesome.
And surprise attack, if you hit a creature with an attack roll, that creature takes an extra 2d6 damage if it hasn't taken a turn yet in the current combat.
Oh,
that's
assassin bugbear, maybe.
So you don't even have to technically surprise them, just if they haven't attacked yet.
Yeah. So if you're like a fast guy.
No. If they haven't taken a turn yet. So as long as you are before them in the initiative.
Yeah, that's all you need.
This would be an absolutely crazy rogue build. Like you already get sneak attack,
rogue assassin.
And then,
that would be insane.
Oh my god, terrifying.
I mean, rogue assassin, but I feel like there's so many
and then I just thought of you could like have like a dagger, and then hit a guy, and then like from 10 feet away, and then you could just be like, oh, I could back up and they can't hit me because I'm out of their range. It's disgusting, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That's
really cool.
Pretty cool. I've never played a bugbear. I've never done it.
Some fun builds.
Never been a bugbear.
Apparently, they're not related to bugs or bears.
No, that's true. Well, let's look at centaurs. So centaurs gallop throughout the multiverse and trace their origins to many different realms. The centaurs presented here hail from the Feywild and mystically resonate with the natural world. From the waist up, they resemble elves, displaying all the elf varieties of skin tone. From the waist down, they have the bodies of horses. Fabulous. There is Phantom. You're right. I would do that. I absolutely would.
You would.
So, Korchant, where do they live on this world?
Yeah, where are they from? I've never seen one myself. What's...
they come from, if you're going to see them, you're going to see them in Briny Bridge because they're all coming from Feywild.
That would make sense, yeah.
I guess they didn't like Shark Week because I didn't see any when we were there.
You were pretty drunk and you weren't paying attention.
That's probably very true.
Like just because you didn't see them doesn't mean they don't exist.
Oh,
you goddamn racist.
That's not how that works.
Okay, so you're a Fey. You're not even a humanoid. You're a Fey.
Oh.
Wow.
That's interesting.
If I recall correctly, I think the only other one they had that was Centaurs.
I think so.
Or I know notably
Wait,
that
your
they
size
have
is medium. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so you must be a
want...
little horse.
Yeah, they don't want to make any playable creature large.
That's weird. But you're super fast. You got 40 feet. Charge, if you move at least 30 feet straight towards a target and then hit it with a melee attack on the same turn, you can immediately follow that attack with a bonus action, making one attack against the target with your hooves. I do love a good charge.
You just turn around and then kick them in the face.
Yeah, for me, like one of my favorite mechanics was Rake, where it's like what it is in 3.5. I can't remember if it's still in 5e, but
I've never heard of it.
5, what it would be is like the big cats. If they attacked you, what it would be is first they could charge, right? And they could do the same thing where it would be they would leap at you and they would make 2 attacks with their claws. If both attacks hit, they could rake you where they just take their claws and they go and it does huge damage.
Yeah.
Oh, it also says pounce into charge and then get a full attack. It's devastating.
Yeah. It is crazy. Hi, Dag. Yeah, it's like I've taken down players with like just a regular line with that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is horrifying what they could do. Let's see. All right, so we've got equine build. You count as one size larger. All right, fabulous. In addition, any climb that requires hands and feet is especially difficult for you because you're a horsey.
Yeah, you're a horse person.
Each foot of movement costs you 4 extra. Oh, so you only move at like 1/5.
Yeah. That's like the plant growth spell.
What is the climbing speed normally for like just a regular creature? It's not 1-to-1, obviously.
No. It's most of the time it's like it's considered, I think, difficult terrain
so it's half.
Unless it's straight up and down. So it's like half your speed you can climb, but you also need to make like an athletics check.
Gotcha. So
to
this
see if you
this
can
just
do
doubles that and makes it double high because you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. 'Cause I was
There's
thinking,
a
I was like,
natural-
oh, what if you made a Centaur Ranger, and then gave him a climbing speed? I was like, oh, they better. I'm like, because I remember they had this, and I was like, that'd be so weird if it's like, oh no, you can just climb normally. That's fine.
Well, no. So my thing would be centaur, whatever you want with slippers of spider climbing.
Oh god, that would be.
You know, but also, and I again
You have
like
to have
so
two
I'm-
pairs.
because I'm from a 3.5 background. There are still things in 5e that like I can't remember like in which source book I saw it.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
there is
that makes sense.
like there was like all of these fabulous magical horseshoes that used in 3.5 that would give like
Oh.
horses flights like
Oh.
a fly speed and like
I think
you
they
know,
have those,
move
but I
fast.
don't
They
know.
have. It's not a fly speed. It hovers though, so you don't count difficult terrain.
There's definitely horseshoes in 5e, but I've never thought
Yeah.
about using them with a centaur.
Yeah,
there
just-
is- I'm sorry, I love this. Doug's like, I took down a whole group because my monk didn't know about rake before he grappled a jaguar.
Oh, this jaguars are.
Absolutely.
It's
That
not
fun
great.
little
It's
things like that. Like I love it when the characters just don't know something about a creature and they try to like pin it or grapple it and suddenly like, oh, and you just took like 17 acid damage because this thing is made of literal acid.
Oh yeah.
So
So
have fun with
the
that.
question is, if you had slippers of spider climbing, wouldn't you need two pairs?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, or you could just have them on like the front end and then like the back half of the horse still sort of
Just hangs
hanging
off.
down.
You just like see how big your front muscles are, and you just like super
I
jack.
feel like maybe that would like straight up break the horse
I feel
parts
like you would. Yeah. That'd be bad.
I mean,
Yeah,
it would be.
I feel like these are all important things to know about the physiology of horses before you play a centaur.
Yeah. Exactly. You gotta do your research, people. You gotta do your research.
Yeah, you do, because I'll use it against you.
Yeah, you
I
will.
sure as hell will.
100%.
almost impossible to climb a ladder as a centaur. I'm just
Right.
saying. Like,
I'm just saying, in my world, just because there's magic does not mean physics doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got the final thing for a centaur is
Oh.
natural affinity. Your fey connection to nature gives you an intuitive connection to the natural world and the animals within it. You therefore have proficiency in one of the following skills: animal handling, medicine, nature, or survival. Ooh, that's cool. I love it when like racially you get like an extra little proficiency. Like
oh
something
yeah.
That is cool. I like that.
I always feel like backgrounds never really do enough. You know, they never give you enough for if you want to really make a character.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
like make them specific. So
Well,
stuff like that is awesome.
I am not into the whole like, flaws and stuff like that, like all of those sort of character choices. I totally get it if you're just starting out. It can be very helpful in sort of
it's like a
developing
guide. It's like a
a
guide.
basic backstory. But for me, I much prefer like actual backstories that are as extensive as you want them to be. Sometimes not so much, and we'll develop your backstory as we play. And sometimes, sure, like having a backstory, but those things will give you, like, instead of trying to play to a flaw, you play to your story. And then we'll find out what the flaws are
Exactly.
based on how you play that.
Yeah, mine
You
is staying conscious.
We'll work that out for you.
It's delightful. Dag, I'm 100% with you. I absolutely miss 3.5 in a lot of ways. In some ways, 5e is much better. It's much better. Like, things aren't nearly as complex, so it's not.
Like,
so you don't get
kinda.
that toxic optimization that you would get in 3.5, where there were so many times where it would be like, okay, we're trying to get through one round of combat, and this person at the table is it's just like, well, actually, because I have this feat, just tell me all of this at the beginning, please.
Yeah.
Like, just at the beginning of the round, tell me what you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it, and we'll talk about that. Totally fine. but I've definitely had people like, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then while you're trying to figure out what's going on, actually, because I took this feat.
Actually, I have 2 things of spider climbing boots, so I can't do it.
I'm 100% here for optimization. Absolutely. You know, you want your character to be able to survive, but it's when it becomes toxic and everybody stops having fun.
Yeah.
Or that's when like, it's Junior's turn. Okay. Now, you go order some more food. If you could run to the store and grab some more water.
Yeah. That's the snack break. That's the snack break of the round.
Well, they're going to take 20 minutes to take their turn. Absolutely. Now, here we get one of my favorites with the Changeling. With ever-changing appearances, changelings reside in many societies undetected. Each changeling can supernaturally adopt any face they like. For some changelings, a new face is only a disguise. For other changelings, a new face may reveal an aspect of their soul. The first changelings in the multiverse appeared in the Feywild, and the wondrous mutable essence of that plane lingers in changelings today. Even in those changelings who have never set foot in the Fey realm, each changeling decides how to use their shape-shifting ability, channeling either the peril or the joy of the Feywild. Sometimes they adopt new forms for the sake of mischief or malice, and other times they don a new identity to right wrongs or delight the downtrodden. In their true form, changelings appear faded, their features almost devoid of detail. It's rare to see a changeling in that form, for a typical changeling changes their shape the way others might change clothes. A casual shape, one created on the spur of the moment with no depth or history, is called a mask. A mask can be used to express a mood or to serve a specific purpose and then might never be used again. However, many changelings develop identities that have more depth, crafting whole personas, complete with histories and beliefs. A changeling adventurer might have personas for many situations, including negotiation, investigation, and combat. Personas can be shared by multiple changelings. A community might be home to 3 healer changelings, with whoever is on duty adopting the persona of Andrea, the gentle physician. Personas can even be passed down to a family, allowing a younger changeling to take advantage of contacts established by the persona's previous users.
Oh.
I had never thought about that.
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Awesome. Having just a town that they visit, like the adventurers visit one day, and they're just like, oh, didn't I just see you around the corner? Just like, oh no,
we all look the same to
you're
you.
Funny.
Oh my god! All right, here we've got another Fae. So they're not a humanoid; they're a Fae. That's delightful. Oh, you can be small.
You can be
if you want to.
Could be.
That's cool. Now this. I feel like this is not worded effectively. I want to know if this means when you create your character, you choose to be small or medium, or it could just be. Oh, sorry. It says yes. You choose the size you like grace.
Yeah, I read ahead a little bit, and you can shape change your size.
But your official size is
your
when
official.
You start the character, you pick the size.
Which is weird to say that. It doesn't matter.
So, thanks to your connection with the Fey realm, you gain proficiency with 2 of the following skills of your choice: Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Performance, Persuasion. The Performance one. Actually, the Persuasion one doesn't really make sense to me. I totally get like an amplified performance based on being able to change things about yourself, but I don't really get the Persuasion one. How it would help you? I get Intimidation. I get Deception.
You could change to someone attractive and seduce someone.
We're gonna gloss over how this gives you 2,
that's
proficiencies.
2.
Oh,
yeah,
dang.
No, that's cute.
Changeling's OP.
Absolutely.
Power creep.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah. There is. Dag, this is yes. I'm gonna agree with you one more time. Yes, absolutely. Prestige classes, I adored prestige classes. Where you actually, for those of you who don't know 3.5, prestige classes were something where like you couldn't start taking the class until you were like somewhere between like 5th and 9th level. So you would start as like a wizard, and then you would pick a prestige class where you would specialize in something. And these classes would give you totally different abilities.
Were there pre-requirements?
Absolutely. So
Oh,
it would
yeah.
be like it would be things like for if they were to put it into 5e, it would be something like, you know, you have to have a proficiency bonus at this level. And there is, because in 3.5 a lot of the stuff was like you have to have a +6 in this skill. You know,
so it's like
you have to have an attack bonus of this amount in order
Yeah.
to enter this prestige class.
it's like a gated multi-class with like a gated subclass or something like that.
Well, so it would be, so what it is it would be something like, one of my favorite cleric prestige class was the cleric of Pelor. Pelor is the god of the sun, and what you would get is your healing spells would be amplified and your light spells would be amplified, and because of both of these things, your ability to destroy undead would be amplified. So you would get, so taking that prestige, so, and there were certain like prestige classes that continued to give you like a full spell casting progression, and there's some where like you would choose to be more martial, or you would choose to specialize in very specific things, and you would lose like level, you would not gain spell slots for certain levels and stuff. Some of my, like, I think my absolute favorite prestige class of all time, because once you got to level 20, you had full spell casting progression in both Wizard and Scion was the Cerebromancer. So essentially you would give all of the other things that you could get as a wizard. So your familiar would not increase in power, you wouldn't get your psi crystals, and you wouldn't get like the extra feats and stuff like that. You give all of that stuff up. But once you got to, and it would have to be, I think you couldn't start until like 7th level, because you would have to be able to cast 2nd level spells and be able to use 2nd level psionic abilities, which you don't get until 3rd level in each class. So you do 3 levels in Wizard and then 3 levels in Scion, and then you would do 14 levels in, or you would do 10 levels. It was only a 10 level progression. So you would do 10 levels in Cerebromancer. So by the time you got done with it, your spellcasting was essentially level 13 in both, and you had just almost, and there was another one that was like Wizard and Cleric, where you would essentially have like, and I guess you couldn't do like full spell casting progression in both. You could do like 9th level spells in one of them, and then you'd have like up to like 8th level spells in the other, or 7th level spells in the other.
Yeah, it's kind of how Pathfinder works too.
Yeah.
Pathfinder 2e. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've got classes like that too. And
you think they'll ever bring something back, or is?
I don't think it would. I don't think it would work with fit. This. And
because now you have that through feats and stuff too. So you can either multi-class or pick feats.
You had plenty of feats, like you had hundreds of feats in 3.5, and you would get feats automatically as you leveled, and you would get extra feats based on your classes. And so it was, so they did that over there too, but I think prestige classes would be a little difficult to do in 5e effectively, you know, without completely shattering the balance. But I mean, they completely shattered the balance in 3.5 anyway. Anyway, back to Shape Changer. As an action, you can change your appearance and your voice. You determine the specifics of the changes, including your coloration, hair length, and sex. You can also adjust your height and weight and change your size between medium and small. You can make yourself appear as a member of another race, though none of your game statistics change. You can't duplicate the appearance of an individual you've never seen, and you must adopt a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs that you have. Your clothing and equipment aren't changed by this trait. You stay in the new form until you use an action to revert to your true form until you die. So what that says to me is that, like, if a shape changer comes from a family of like riders, then, you know, it would absolutely be like your initial like number of limbs would be like 10, you know, and so you'd have to maintain like generally.
I mean, maybe in like a lore, maybe like a lore thing, but like when you choose shape changer as a PC, you have 2 limbs or 4 limbs.
Sure.
You know,
so yeah, normal people couldn't, normal shape changers couldn't then be a centaur or a drider or stuff like that. They're really limiting it like that.
Yeah, the thing that's interesting though is they say you can change your size, but then they make you choose your size in the thing. Like that just seems like redundant. Like, oh, I choose to be a small person, but then I can just be like, oh, now I'm a medium person.
Well, don't forget that that's going to change how much you can lift and carry.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, and it's essentially like, if you decide to start out as medium, then like if you become small, it compacts your musculature.
It doesn't.
And if you started as small, it expands your musculature, but you don't get extra muscle.
Yeah, it changes. It doesn't. You just change the way you look, not the way you are.
Yeah. And now we go on to deep gnomes.
These guys are mean.
Deep gnomes or Svirfneblin. I've always had trouble pronouncing that. Svirfneblin are natives of the Underdark and are suffused with that subterranean realm's magic. They can supernaturally camouflage themselves, and their Svirfneblin magic renders them difficult to locate. These abilities have enabled them to survive for generations among the perils of the Underdark. Like other gnomes, deep gnomes can live for centuries, up to 500 years.
Wow.
So, okay, you're a humanoid, but you're also a gnome. Cool. You're small. You're a little guy. You got your but even though they're small, they have a walking speed of 30 feet.
Oh, that's nice.
Speedy.
They've got 120 feet of dark vision. That's great. What's this gift of the Svirfneblin?
Wait, you also the dark vision isn't normal dark vision. You can discern colors in darkness. Oh no, it's a shades of gray. I thought it was different.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's like starting at third level.
That would be cool.
Cast the disguise self spell with this trait. Nice. Starting at 5th level, you can also cast the non-detection spell. You get 2 spells. That's fabulous. Once you cast either of these spells with this trait, you can't cast a spell again until you finish a long rest. You can also cast these spells using spell slots if you have the appropriate level. That's the phrase that I love to hear.
It's important.
And that's because that's great for like sorcerers, like just getting extra spells that you can utilize. Gnomish magic resistance. Oh damn! You have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, or charisma saving throws against spells.
That's
cool.
Really good.
Yeah.
I wonder if they changed it for Centaurs.
Camouflage. When you make a dexterity stealth check, you can make the check with advantage. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all expended use when you finish a long rest. Ooh, very nice. I love that. Yeah. So if you really need to sneak past somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their magic resistance is really good.
This is, the magic resistance and the magic, like, I feel like...
In the dark vision?
We might need to, like, create some sort of, like, deep gnome patron that, like, gives this whole race, like, this magic. I love this. Oh my gosh. Oh, and now we're down. So we're doing all the deep things right now.
Yeah.
Durgar are dwarves whose ancestors were transformed by centuries living in the deepest places in the Underdark. That chthonic realm is saturated with strange magical energy, and over generations, early Durgar absorbed traces of it. They were further altered when mind flayers and other aberrations invaded and performed horrific experiments on them. Fueled by Underdark magic, these experiments left early Durgar with psionic powers, which have been passed down to their descendants. In time, they liberated themselves from their aberrant tyrants and forged a new life for themselves in the Underdark and beyond. Like other dwarves, Durgar typically have lifespans of about 350 years. Right, fabulous. So you are a humanoid and you're a dwarf. You're medium, 30 feet. You've got the 120 feet of dark vision. Let's see what your magic is. At 3rd level, you get enlarged reduce.
Oh, you make yourself big or small.
That's awesome. I'm totally down with that. And at 5th level, you gain invisibility. Nice. And you can cast some spell slots. So that's fun.
And it's no material component needed.
Yeah, and especially if you are If you want to do like I'm totally down with like a rogue Durgar who can like make themselves invisible and enlarge themselves so that like, you know, their dagger turns into like a short sword. Yeah. And then do some damage to people with backstab. Absolutely. I'm 100% there. You have advantage on saving throws to make or avoid and the poison condition, and you have resistance to poison damage. Awesome. And psionic fortitude. You have advantage on saving throws you make to avoid or end the charmed or stunned condition. Very nice.
That's good. That's a solid race.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I am down.
Can we talk about how the art for this book has been like really nice so far?
It's
Like,
really good.
So this
Awesome.
is so Durgar. So this is one thing that I really do miss from 3.5 is the psionic classes. You know, there. If you make a deep gnome god, please make it dumplings. I hate you so much.
I'm sure it's really funny, but I have no idea what he's talking about.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Right.
So one of the things that you had was psionics was different. It was a whole different way to deal with things in 3.5, and you had all of these really cool psionic races, like Thrykeen were a psionic race, and my absolute favorite race of all time, and I have homebrewed this for our setting, were the Elan. And there's, for people that know Star Trek, there is a race in Deep Space Nine that's sort of like that. There is, it is just, it's beautiful. And it's this whole thing where they would bring people in and they would implant them with a creature that retained all of the memories of all of its previous hosts, and they would blend into one being. And then when this new host was about to die, they would pull this thing out and then put it into somebody else.
Oh, they did that in Star Trek or Stargate.
Yeah, no, so that's what the Goa'uld are.
Oh,
are
yeah.
But the Goa'uld would forcibly take.
Yeah, they were bad. They were mostly bad.
So they were like the
Elan,
Tok'ra.
So the
Tok'ra.
Elan, what they would do is the Elan bonds with something forever. So there's no switching of hosts. Once you bond to something, then you've got it. Now the thing about Elan is that they run on pure psionic energy. So Elan can create. They can, like, if they use one in 3.5 was a PowerPoint. And when I created the sub race, it was like you have to use a spell slot. And what they could do is, like, for one PowerPoint, they could Trill. Thank you very much. That was the name of the creature in Star Trek. So they could use like one PowerPoint, and what would happen is they could go without food or water for a day and just survive on pure psionic energy. So they never needed to eat or drink anything. Also, they never aged. They were functionally immortal, and they could do things like spend power points to reduce the amount of damage they took from an attack.
Oh, wow.
Or increase their saving throws. Because they were functionally immortal, they had all these tricks to like survive in the multiverse because they loved travel and they loved exploring. So it was like once.
Could you choose your host as an Elan race?
Yeah, so you would so the Elan would go out and find people that sort of fit their sort of aesthetic for that group. Some of them, well, and it's like would be like some of them would be like, oh, we like darker skinned, like heavier build people. This group over here liked redheads, this one we like people with blue eyes, and it's just like, and they would essentially sort of build a family. And those aesthetics could change over the centuries. And so you have, like, they were any race, any color, any size, it didn't matter. But you had these, once you found out that someone was an Elan, then you knew that They probably they've been around for quite some time. And so yeah, it was a super delightful race. Anyway, but they would get like psionic abilities naturally, sort of like these spells. All right, so now we move on to Eladrin. Eladrin are elves of the Feywild, a realm of perilous beauty and boundless magic. Using that magic, Eladrin can step from one place to another in the blink of an eye. And each Eladrin resonates with emotions captured in the Feywild in the form of seasons, affinities that affect the Eladrin's mood and appearance. An Eladrin's season can change, though some remain in one season forever. Choose your season or roll on the Eladrin seasons table. Your trance trait lets you change your season. Like other elves, Eladrin can live to be over 750 years old. All right. So the 4 seasons are autumn, which is peace and goodwill. When summer's harvest is shared with all. Pardon?
No, sorry. You had...
There's winter, contemplation, and dolor. When the vibrant energy of the world slumbers. Spring, cheerfulness and celebration marked by merriment and hope as winter sorrow passes. Summer, boldness and aggression, a time of unfettered energy and calls to action. As an Eladrin, you have the following racial traits. Creature type, you're a humanoid. You're not a fae. That's interesting.
It's an interesting choice.
Yeah, like that's all right. I do not understand that.
Maybe they felt like,
because they're
technically
an elf too.
Fae is more powerful. So maybe they're like, they don't need to be a Fae. That's a little bit too much. Right. But that'd be the only thing I could think
of. Okay, and then you get your dark vision as an elf. Fabulous. Fae ancestry, you have advantage against charm. Fae step, as a bonus action, you can magically teleport yourself up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus.
Oh.
What?
Damn.
Right. When you reach 3rd level, your Fae step gains an additional effect based on your season.
What?
No shot. That is awesome.
All right. Immediately after you use your Fae step, up to 2 creatures of your choice that you can see within 10 feet of you must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for a minute.
Ooh.
What? Okay.
Damn.
All right. Cool. That's all right. 100%. I mean, I feel like that is overpowered. Like that's.
You can do it a bunch of times too.
Yeah. Once you get into because what is it like? Your proficiency bonus at level 1 is what, 2?
I
think
twice a day for most characters. Yeah, I think so. But just having a Misty step just off first level.
Yes, in multiple instances of it. Imagine if you were a martial class and you're just like, hey, guess what? Bye. Oh, I punched you in the face. Oh, goodbye again.
And it's not casting a spell.
It says a bonus action. It's a bonus action too.
That's delightful. So with winter, when you use your Fae step, 1 creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of you before you teleport must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or be frightened of you until you enter next turn. All right. So they can be charmed. They can be frightened. I love it. There is Blizzard. Hi, Blizzard.
Hey, what's up? What up?
There's Spring. When you use your Fae step, you can touch 1 willing creature within 5 feet of you. That creature then teleports instead of you. I love that. That's pretty awesome. If
legit.
You're getting over a chasm or something like that, and you're high enough, you can just teleport 3 of your friends and then pop over to join them. That's pretty friggin' fabulous. You have proficiency in the perception skill. Okay.
I think you skipped summer.
Oh, I did. Immediately after you use your Fae step, each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of you takes fire damage equal to your proficiency bonus. That's fun. I feel like that's not nearly as powerful as the rest of the things because there's so many creatures that have resistance or immunity to fire.
Yeah, fire's kind of meh. It is interesting that they have a lot of features so far that we've read that deal flat damage for your proficiency. But I think it's an
Well,
interesting way to do
it's
that.
not, as your proficiency goes up, like at very low levels, I feel like it's going to be much more effective.
Totally, and I love
You
that
know?
that's what it is instead of like rolling on it.
Because it'll come down to like 1 or 2 hit points, you know, so that helps.
Well, and one of the things that I love about what they're doing is that it seems like they're trying to create more opportunities for role play and to make combat more interesting.
Yeah, totally.
You know, that there's just more, especially for martial classes, because like our channel, we really focus on storytelling and, you know, making things interesting. And, you know, this just it makes it easier to jump things in a way that's really interesting, and they help you out by being like, here are some physical changes that happen, reminding you that you can talk about that, you know, when you're doing something. So I super appreciate this direction that they're going, where it's like, this is a role-playing game and we want to help you role play.
Yeah.
Like, good on you, Watsy. Absolutely. And then
we've had an Eladrin on the stream too, but this is insane.
No, I would be really interested to see what you know, Rathan would do with all of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So trance, you don't need to sleep, and magic can't put you to sleep. You can finish a long rest in 4 hours if you spend those hours in a trance-like meditation. Whenever you finish this trance, you can change your season, and you can gain 2 proficiencies that you don't have, each one with a weapon or tool of your choice selected from the player's handbook. You mystically acquire these proficiencies by drawing them from shared elven memory and retain them until you finish your next long rest. What?
It's such an interesting thing to just add. You're like, oh, guess what? Now you can use like a greatsword, or now you can use like anything. That's so cool.
Well, it sounds like also though that they are like, because they don't have the extra, like, you know, with elves they'll get like they know how to use a long sword and a long bow, like you know, things like that. They don't have that, but I love that. It's like,
so,
you know,
and it could be it doesn't have to be weapons, it's tools too.
Be a tool.
Yeah.
Is this
literally
overpowered?
You could be a tool.
This is 100% overpowered. This is 100% OP.
That's why they didn't make them Fae.
It doesn't go away when you do a new trance or anything. You just gain 2 proficiencies that you don't have.
Yeah. So essentially what
my guess is that they're rotating.
There is you can absolutely do like specialized things, but also it's like the artificer's ability to create whatever tool they need in that situation.
Oh,
so
it says
yeah,
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you retain them till your next long rest, so they don't stack.
Oh.
Yeah. They'll be like, oh, you just keep trancing until you have all the abilities and all the tools.
Right, every single thing.
You just you know it all
like,
now.
You can absolutely sit down and take a 4-hour rest, and suddenly you then have an herbalism kit.
Yeah.
You know herbalism.
Yeah. Like the Matrix, you like download it into your brain.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that is.
I don't feel like that.
I love this Blizzard, the Eladrin and the Aladdins.
I don't feel like that's too overpowered if it like you swap them out. So like it's cool because you can be versatile.
And it's
the reason that I think it's overpowered is because there's with a 4-hour lead up, you can do anything you want. You know, like you have a solution to everything.
You could prepare.
You know, I would personally prefer if it was like some sort of like that there were like a list for each season that you could pull on.
I mean,
something.
the thing you could argue is that you'd have to have like the tool itself on you, or so you'd either have to carry around all the different tools or all the different weapons to make use of it completely. But
well, I think about like, you know, if you were an Eladrin artificer, literally you could.
Oh yeah, if you're artificer, I mean,
anything at all. You could build anything. And I love that like there's like genetic memory of blueprints in your head.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
I
cool.
remember how to build a car. Like
Yes. I like it.
All right. Fairies. The Feywild is home to many fantastic peoples, including fairies. Fairies are wee folk, but not nearly as much so as their pixie and sprite friends. The first fairies spoke Elvish, Goblin, or Sylvan, and encounters with human visitors prompted many of them to learn Common as well. Infused with the magic of the Feywild, most fairies look like small elves with insectile wings, but each fairy has the special physical characteristics that set the fairy apart. For your fairy, roll on the Fey characteristics table or choose an option from it. You're also free to come up with your own characteristic if none of the suggestions below fit your character. I love that, first of all, that they're like, hey, we're going to give you a list. This will help you out. This will inspire you. Or just make your own.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
do what you want.
Because I mean,
Do what you
Fae
want.
are everything, right? anything you can imagine is
Yeah.
Fae.
It's one of the things that I love about like Hero Forge is they've got like all of these different options for like different types of wings and stuff like that. So if you want to make a hero of like a fairy in Hero Forge, it can be whatever you want. Like on Dag's channel, my character, we started out with like couldn't really figure out the wings. We got like these fabulous beetle wings going on. Like it was just it made me so happy.
Yeah.
Made me delighted.
Hero Forge has so many options, things that like aren't even like I made Gorf. Gorf has a fucking bear head, and as far as I'm aware, there's no bears in D&D naturally.
Yeah.
So like, there's like a dog person too you can make, a fox person. Like there's all kinds of cool.
Absolutely. It makes me so happy.
They're ahead of the curve.
We love you, Hero Forge. You're fabulous. All right, so fairies, okay, they are Fae, so that's good. You are small size. I know, so you could play a fairy in 3.5, and they were actually tiny. You were tiny instead of small. Yeah.
That's what I thought, because I thought Karhani was tiny, wasn't she?
Yeah, I allowed her to take
Yeah.
So you know the Druid Craft cantrip, fun. I love that. And then at 3rd level, you can do Fairy Fire, fabulous. At 5th level, you can do Enlarge Reduce, which makes me very happy.
That is, and you can be tiny.
Yeah, you can absolutely be tiny with that. And then you get them also on your, you can use spell slots for them. And then Flight, because, fucking Flight. There's, I feel like compared to some of the other races, that's just sort of, meh. Although I guess getting Flight automatically.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about
Yeah.
comparing it to the Aarakocra, and this just smokes the Aarakocra, honestly.
Well, I don't know. Like, my thing is, there's like this. If you're going to be a spellcaster, this smokes the Aarakocra, but Aarakocra gets natural weapons.
Yeah, but I mean, the natural weapons. I mean, let me just roll up real quick. I mean, they weren't like that impressive compared to like anything you could really just pick up. Yeah, 1d6 plus your strength modifier. That's like it's
a short sword.
Any weapon. I mean, role playing wise, that's cool because you don't have to use a weapon, but like it's not like it's like a flavor thing rather than like, oh, this is a really like this is something you wouldn't get elsewhere.
Yeah, I think the big thing is just the flight.
Yeah.
And my thing is with Aarakocra, so...
But you can also be medium with Aarakocra if that matters to you.
Yeah, I've always wanted to create an Aarakocra monk. Where it's like
that would just be so fucking annoying for you.
You are, like the whole thing, like you are literally hitting people with, your hands and your beak and your claws and your wings. Like, for me, the storytelling of that combat would be so much fun.
I'd be the astral monk, and just have like all these like astral arms as a Aarakocra and just punch people.
I would do them as astral wings and just do all these dive
wings. Yeah, make extra wings. That's so cool.
Like just whap, just smack you in the face. I love it. It makes me happy.
The thing I've noticed about the spell casting of these race features, though, is that you can just cast them. It's not like, oh, you gain them into your spell casting ability.
They don't add
is
them to
that
your
you
list.
yeah, it's not added to your list. You can
Yeah,
cast these.
And you
These
can
are.
use them as a spell
You
slot.
can also
yeah.
cast these
Yeah.
spells using any spell slots that you have at the appropriate
Which is
level.
nice because then you can be like someone that doesn't
So,
like a class that doesn't have magic and you magic.
Yeah.
So
it's delightful. Oh,
pretty
all right,
cool.
furbolgs. Distant cousins of giants, the first furbolgs wandered the primeval forests of the multiverse, and the magic of those forests entwined itself with the furbolg's souls. Centuries later, that magic still thrones inside a furbolg, even one who has never lived under the boughs of a great forest. A furbolg's magic is an obscuring sort, which allowed their ancestors to pass through the forest without disturbing it. So deep is the connection between the furbolg and the wild places of the world that they can communicate with flora and fauna. Ooh, and they can live up to 500 years. Tasha says, as a child, I learned that playing hide and seek with disappearing furbolgs is fun, but futile. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you only play to win instead of play to have fun.
Wow.
But based on what Tasha said earlier,
trying to dunk on
she's kind of
Tasha?
a competition. She's some competition.
Just trying to dunk on Tasha.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah, probably.
gonna fucking get you. There's, all right, you're humanoid, you're medium, you go 30 feet. Magic. I love how so many of these classes have magic. It just
It
makes
They
makes
should.
sense,
They
though,
should.
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. There's
I
you
love
can
it.
cast detect magic and disguise self. Very nice. When you use the version of disguise self, you can seem up to 3 feet taller or shorter. Once you cast it, you can't cast it again.
It's different
nice.
than normal. I think it's just a
Yeah.
foot normally.
Yeah, it's more powerful. That's fabulous. Hidden step. As a bonus action, you can magically turn invisible until the start of your next turn or until you attack. Make a damage roll or force someone to make a saving throw. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus.
Good.
Nice.
That is really
that is
good.
pretty crazy.
I mean, this for like so many rogue categories,
Yeah.
this is the thing. Like, wow. The infiltrator, all that kind of stuff. Powerful build, your count as a size larger, and speech of beast and leaf. You have the ability to communicate in a limited manner with beasts, plants, and vegetation. They can understand the meaning of your words, though they have no special ability to understand them. You have no special ability to understand them in return. You have advantage on all charisma checks made to influence them.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Hey,
Raiders.
Raiders.
Ampersand.
Oh my gosh.
D20.
Ampersand, hi.
What is
Welcome.
We're just
Welcome,
drooling
welcome,
over
Raiders.
this new book that
First-
just came out.
First of all, let's say, hey, hit ! raffle if you would like some fabulous
Yes.
dice today. We've got Phoenix dice to give to you. We sure do. And if you win, you get to choose any set of dice on their entire website. It is glorious. So jump in there and do that ! raffle. We love it. We are going through the brand new book, Mordenkainen presents Monsters of the Multiverse. Right now, we're going through all the races, things that are how they've changed, new things you can do with it. It's really cool. What's going on?
It's been
A lot more of these have changed than I thought. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of these spells are so
Yeah,
cool.
it'd be cool
Absolutely.
if we could do like a comparison, but a lot of them have changed a good.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like they've changed for the better. I think
No,
that
Yes.
it
I don't
is-
think there's any that I'm like, oh.
The thing with the races before is that
So hold on. First
okay.
off, we are also today, if we get to 100 subscribers, we are going to give away an extra set of dice, just so all of you know. So jump in there, subscribe, say hey, come back and see all the fabulous content that we are
What
doing.
are we at currently?
Currently, we are at 84, so we need 16 more.
Ooh.
If we
Almost
can
there.
get 16, then we will absolutely get there, which is super exciting. So let's jump right back into it. And please, chat, let us know what you think about these fabulous new races. If you think they're overpowered, if you think they're stupid, if you hate it, if you love it, what's your favorite part of it? All of that good stuff. All that good stuff. And one of the things that I'm really excited about Furbolg is just that there's a race that is like very specifically druid oriented.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
that this is just, and I've got to say, that's a cute guy.
Yeah.
I'm into this for this would be if this person like wandered up to me on the street, I would be like, is this happening?
He's got really big hands too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's the you know he gives really good hugs. All right, Gennasi. Tracing their ancestry to the genies of the elemental planes, each Gennasi can tap into the power of one of the elements: air, earth, fire, and water. These are the 4 pillars of the material plane and the 4 types of Gennasi. Some Gennasi are direct descendants of a genie, while others are born to non-Gennasi parents who lived near a place suffused by a genie's magic. Typical Gennasi have a lifespan of 120 years. Oh, and they've each got different traits. Okay, so let's talk about air
This is the first time that that they've had actual deviations from subclasses.
Yeah, this makes me happy. Air Gennasi are descended from Jinn, the genies of the elemental plane of air, embodying many of the airy traits of their otherworldly ancestors. Air Gennasi can draw upon the connection to the winds. Air Gennasi skin tones include many shades of blue, along with the full range of human skin tones. They're bluish or ashen casts. Sometimes their skin is marked by lines that seem like cracks with bluish-white energy spilling out. An Air Gennasi's hair might blow in a phantom wind or be entirely made of clouds or vapor. As an Air Gennasi, you have the following traits. All right, so you're humanoid. Cool. Ooh, you can be medium or small.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, that's new.
And
I like it.
You walk a little bit faster.
You get 35 feet because you're made of air and you're fast. You get your dark vision. Cool. Unending breath. You can hold your breath indefinitely while you're not incapacitated. I love that. Ooh, you have resistance to lightning damage.
Nice.
What is happening? What is this happening?
I think they're trying to adjust some of the power creep.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're doing a really, really good job.
Yeah. Mingle with the wind. You know the shocking grasp cantrip. Lovely. I mean, that alone is delightful. An actual, because most of the cantrips that people know are utility cantrips.
Mm-hmm.
So actually having a weapon cantrip, fuck yeah. Starting at 3rd level, you can cast Featherfall spell. Lovely. At 5th level, levitate. Very nice. And you gain these spells. You gain all of them in your list.
I like how they spread it out, where it's like, well, first you get this, and then at 3 you get this,
yeah,
and then at
3rd
5
and 5th.
they've been doing that
so
more.
that is something. So that's something that they had, that I've seen done in a bunch of places. And something like when I made the vampire class for V.
Yeah.
Like at different levels, you gain.
No, that just makes sense, and it keeps it interesting, keeps it cool, but it doesn't like make it crazy right out the gate.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's a great way to
absolutely. Yeah, and Lando, you're keeping track of chat, right? And seeing what's going on and letting us know what they are saying. Earth Gennasi traits. Tracing their ancestry to Tao, the genies of the elemental plane of Earth. Earth Gennasi inherit Tao's steadfast strength and control over Earth. An Earth Gennasi skin can be the colors of stone or earth or a human skin tone with glittering sparkles like gem dust. Ew, they're vampires. They're sparkly vampires.
They're Twilight.
Those are the worst kind of vampires.
Some Earth Gennasi. I feel like Earth Gennasi are just canceled just for that now.
Yeah.
Like they're sparkly.
No.
They gotta go.
Sorry.
Take a bath.
Some Earth Gennasi have lines marking their skin like cracks, either showing glimmering gem-like veins or a dim yellowish glow. Earth Gennasi hair can appear carved of stone or crystal or resemble strands of spun metal. I legitimately know people that put enough gel in their hair that it feels like you're gonna cut yourself on it.
Oh yeah.
So I know that guy. I know that person, absolutely. Okay, so you're humanoid. Again, medium or small. I love that. More small races makes me happy. 30 feet walking speed. You've got your dark vision. All right, Earth Walk. You can move across difficult terrain without expending extra movement if you are using your walking speed on the ground or the floor. Love it. Okay.
Blizzard says he likes that the races are becoming a little bit more powerful because It
Yeah,
keeps you from being
absolutely.
obligated to do feats in certain classes, so that like you could do a martial class and have like a little bit of magic. And then Phantom is mad because he says vampires don't actually sparkle.
Not in my world. That's
No,
right.
hell no.
Fuck you, Twilight.
Yeah.
I have yet to read any of the books or see any of the movies because I knew they were going to be awful.
You missed nothing. You
it's
missed
not
nothing.
great. Yeah.
I think we
At no
watched them
point
all
did I
at the
have to
beginning of the
say,
pandemic.
I want those hours back.
Yeah.
At no point did I have to say that.
Yeah. I do.
You should have shame.
No, I do.
Want you to go
I
in
do.
the corner.
It was really
I want
funny.
you to have shame in the
My
corner.
kid brother walked out and was like, "This is stupid. I'm not wasting my time doing it." And then at the
And
end,
you
we're
were
like,
not-
"Yeah, we were stupid. He was smart."
We're not smarter
No.
than your kid brother. I get it, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're a bad person and that you watch those movies. I'm gonna have a little
Blizzard read it just so he could know for sure he wouldn't like.
Right. Just
There's
some
why
shit
he didn't
on
like
it.
it.
That's fine.
Blizzard's team, Jacob. We all know.
Yeah.
He's got that beard. He's a furry boy. Like, merge with stone. You know the Blade Ward cantrip. You can cast it as normal. You can also cast it as a bonus action, a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus.
Oh.
Yes, please.
Is that the one where like the swords fly around in like an AoE?
No, you get
No.
resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks. And that includes magic weapons. There's nothing that says anything about it only being non-magical weapons.
Mhm.
So it's just resistance to weapons.
Oh.
That's the issue. The issue is that for like a caster, it's an action to cast
Right.
that, so you can't do anything else. Like you can do like a little thing maybe later in the turn, but like you have to make choices about whether you're going to participate in combat or protect yourself.
Yeah, so
You
that's
know?
like
Now
that's like
it's viable.
incentivizing
That's-
also a martial class. Like if you're not a barbarian and you're gonna take a big hit. I guess you have to do it. It's not like a reaction.
No, it's a
Wow.
bonus action. A
Yeah.
number of times a day equal to your proficiency bonus.
So if
Which is what makes this
if you
so
think you're gonna
powerful.
get hit, you could.
A lot of these races have been giving these things as bonus actions too, which now you can actually use a bonus action efficiently with this stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
and this is I think this is where WotC is giving more awesome like choices so that you can do more interesting things on your turn, especially for martial classes. This is one of the things that I love about all this extra stuff is it gives so many options to martial classes,
Yeah, I like that too. Pixie says read the books. It had some surprisingly fun bits, but were probably unintentional.
Mm,
Love
And
it.
then bye, Blizzard. We go.
bye.
Are you
We get
heading
some
out?
exercise.
Blizzard, thank you for stopping by.
We love you.
There is, so yes, we've got, starting at 5th level, you get Pass Without Trace, and you can do it once, and you can use spell slots for it, so that's delightful.
Hmm.
Yeah.
This is
Matching
great.
this is awesome.
I'm loving all of this actually. So cool.
Yeah, I'm 100% here for
I want you to start a new campaign so I can pick a new character.
Yeah, I want a new
Yeah.
character now.
I'll just kill your characters.
No,
it's
I
fine.
love them
Oh, you know,
both. I
fine.
don't want to give them up. I
We'll
want to
just-
keep playing
We'll just
them.
kill them. We'll murder them. Don't you worry.
Fine.
Don't you worry.
No,
We'll murder your
please.
characters.
No,
I'll still find a way to kill your
just start another
beasties.
campaign. Just start another campaign.
Right. Descended from Fire Gennasi. Descended from a freak, the genies of the elemental plane of fire. Fire Gennasi channel the flamboyant and often destructive nature of flame. They show their heritage in their skin tones, which can range from deep charcoal to shades of red and orange. Some bear skin tones. Some bear skin.
Some have bear skin tones.
Some
It's
are
fine.
bear.
skin.
They're black,
Yeah, no,
or
okay.
they're
So
they're grizzly.
We've got our bear folk, so that's
Yeah.
delightful.
Perfect.
Flamboyant and bearish.
Some bear skin tones common to humanity, but with fiery marks such as slowly swirling lights under their skin that resemble embers or glowing red lines tracing over their bodies like cracks. Fire Gennasi hair can resemble threads of fire or sooty smoke. Now these are my Gennasi because I love a redhead. So yeah, these are my peeps. You can be medium or small. You're humanoid, 30 feet, dark vision. Okay, fire resistance. That's okay, lovely.
Everybody can be.
You what?
I didn't remember you saying the Earth Gennasi. They also can be. So far, everyone. That's
everyone
cool.
Can.
Everybody.
Reach to the blaze. The produced flame cantrip. Okay, fabulous. That's fun. At 3rd level, you get burning hands.
Not bad.
At 5th level, flame blade. Oh my god.
Oh.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Burning Hands and Flame Blade you can only cast once per long rest though. And then you have to use spell slots.
Yeah, or if you've got
for free.
But that's still so one of the things that we have all learned is that typically what will happen is that there'll be like a big combat and then you'll rest. Right? So and this is Flame Blade lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it lasts a long time. I just looked.
So that's one of those things where you never need to carry a blade. Just go whoop and start.
Yeah, and it's 3d6 fire damage.
Yeah, it is this is
for a 2nd level spell. That's and it's a bonus action too.
Is it a bonus action?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is. My thing is that for me is Fire Gennasi ultimate dick rogue move where you don't have any weapons. You this is
I got nothing.
What I would do is I would just walk up to somebody having a conversation with them and just put my hand on their chest and cast Flame Blade and just watch as my blade just
Assassin's Creed them.
Right. The other thing is, can you 2-weapon fighting with this too? Have a normal blade and a flame blade.
Ooh,
no?
yeah.
It says similar shape as a scimitar.
So
that's awesome. So you can have a dagger in one hand and you can have your scimitar in the other hand. Absolutely. And me, as a DM, this thing is made of flame, which means I would absolutely make it a finesse weapon.
Oh yeah.
It has no weight.
Yeah, it's got no weight. There's no reason you need to not have it be. Pixie said anytime your DM says something like you'll never need to carry a blade, pack a spare.
Yeah. Oh, you don't need one.
Nice.
You don't need one. You probably do.
Oh my god. Water Gennasi traits. Water Gennasi descend from Marids, aquatic genies from the elemental plane of water. Water Gennasi are perfectly suited to life underwater and carry the power of the waves inside themselves. Their skin is often shades of blue or green, sometimes a blend of the two. If they have a human skin tone, there is a glistening texture that catches the light, like water droplets or nearly invisible fish scales. Their hair can resemble seaweed waving as if in a current, or it can even be like water itself. So you're humanoid, you can be medium or small, you get 30 feet, but you also have a swimming speed, so that's nice. You have resistance to acid damage. Wait, did the Earth Gennasi get resistance to something? They didn't. They did not get.
No bludgeoning.
They did not get resistance.
But they got the spell.
They have Blade Ward.
Which
is that makes sense.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You can breathe air or water. That's lovely.
Was that not a thing before?
Well,
I can't remember honestly.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Chat, was it a thing? Hold on, chat. Was it a thing before? Answer that question for me, chat. Yes, Michael.
If you compare that with the air Gennasi to where you don't have to, you can hold your breath indefinitely. That's not as great, but I mean, still, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you get another combat cantrip. You get the acid splash, which is super fun.
Nice.
And I love that, with the combat cantrips, they scale. So regardless of how high your level is, it's still at very high levels, it's not going to be nearly as useful.
No,
but it's still if you run out of spell slots.
Yeah.
think
Or
an
if you just need to hit
Asomars,
someone from
it's
range.
a 60-foot. Yeah, it's a 60-foot
Yeah.
range.
Yeah.
So that's delightful, you know. And once you're at higher levels, it can be 4d6 acid damage.
Yeah.
That's nice. Create or destroy water at 3rd level. That's fun. And then water walk. I feel like water walk is sort of for water Gennasi is not like, I feel like I'm gonna call out Watsy on this. That's pretty useless for somebody that can breathe water and has a swimming speed.
Mm-hmm.
Is it only you? The question is, can you give it to other people? Spell grants. It's okay. It's 30-foot range, so it's not just self.
So you and your whole
No,
I think
party. Up to 10 willing creatures.
Yeah. Okay. So that's okay.
I think that would have been cooler if you could just have water walk as a thing that you can do with your swim speed, you know?
Yeah. The thing is too is that if you're under the water, it'll carry you up at a rate of 60 feet to the top.
Oh yeah. And then you get dark vision. Yeah. So I feel like the water Gennasi are definitely the underwhelming one.
Yeah.
Of the Gennasi.
A little bit.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at, hey chat, which one is your favorite Gennasi? That's what I want to know. I want to know which one you like. And Githyanki now. Once members of the people who escaped servitude to Mind Flayers, Githyanki split from their cousins, Githzerai, and fled to the astral plane. In that timeless silvery realm, Githyanki honed their psionic powers and built a great city called Tunarath. They have since spread throughout the multiverse, starting in outposts outside the astral plane called Precious. While time passes and their children can reach adulthood. A lanky people with skin tones of yellows, greens, and browns, Githyanki complement their physical prowess with psionic might, instilled in them by Mind Flayers and cultivated over eons in the astral plane. Now all Githyanki can use their psychic bond with that plane to access splinters of knowledge left behind by beings who travel, live, and die among the silver astral clouds. Interesting. Githyanki reside in the astral plane, can live indefinitely. Fun.
Dag's favorite is the air Gennasi.
Ooh, yeah, they are pretty epic. Like I'm definitely there with that.
No, I think he needed a pun.
That lightning resistance.
He needed a pun.
Oof.
He needed a pun. I missed it initially. He's talking about air Gennasi, one of our favorite people. I'm sorry.
Lando, I need you to pull it the fuck together. I need to, yeah. Dag, I agree. Air Gennasi is absolutely my favorite too. See, I gotta say, Air Gennasi, if you're in chat, you are so much fun to play with. And the fact that I actually got to meet you in real life just makes me so happy. There's
still so jealous.
Right? It's delightful.
I had to sit there and watch.
Ooh. I think this is going to be one of my new favorite races, honestly.
So Githyanki, your humanoid, your medium, 30-foot speed, astral knowledge. You can mystically access a reservoir of experiences of entities connected to the astral plane. Whenever you finish a long rest, you gain proficiency in one skill of your choice and with one weapon or tool of your choice. Ooh, very nice.
It's a skill.
As you momentarily project your consciousness into the astral plane, these proficiencies last until the end of your next long rest. That's cool.
So you get a skill and a tool or weapon whenever you do this. That's pretty dope.
So cool.
That's fabulous. Githyanki Psionics, you know the mage hand cantrip, and the hand is invisible when you cast the cantrip with it straight. Awesome. That's great. Starting at 3rd level, you can cast Jump, and at 5th level, you can cast Misty Step.
Yeah.
I love that. And you have resistance to psychic damage.
Yeah.
That's delightful. Like, these are the people that just can get out of any situation. Like, you want them, if you're trapped in a dungeon or in a town, these are the people that will help you escape.
They're uncapturable.
And that absolutely makes sense given their history with the Mind Flayers.
Yeah.
You know, like, what I feel like this is a gorgeously constructed race. You know, this is beautifully done, very elegant.
That invisible mage hand, isn't that like a specific rogue
Very
feature for a specific class? Like that's nice.
Is the it's actually a couple. I think there are a couple of classes. I think there's a sorcerer class and a rogue class that will both give you that thing. But invisible mage hand is I mean, just from a storytelling perspective,
Oh,
is
so fun.
so delightful.
Yeah.
It's
That's
so much
nice.
fun to do. All right. Githzerai migrated to the ever-changing chaos of Limbo after the ancient schism that split their ancestors from their cousins Githyanki. Limbo is a roiling maelstrom of matter and energy, collapsing and reforming without purpose or direction, until a creature exerts deliberate will to stabilize it. Through their potent psionic power, Githzerai carved a home for themselves amid the chaos. As the ages passed, Githzerai explorers ranged out to the other planes and worlds of the multiverse. Githzerai are generally slender, with speckled skin in shades of yellow, green, or brown. Eons of cultivating their mental powers within the endless chaos of Limbo have imbued Githzerai with the ability to shape psionic energy to protect themselves and probe minds. So, fun fact about the Githzerai. They do have a stronghold in Limbo that is a whole city that literally will fall apart if everyone in the city is not concentrating on the fact that the city exists. They're all in a perpetual state of meditation while they're going about their daily lives.
Hey.
That's
Because
fun.
in Limbo, you can in fact shape the world around you completely. It will literally, the stuff of Limbo will do whatever you want it to, as long as you're intelligent enough. And I actually made a Sorcerer Subclass based on the idea that one of the creatures from Mechanists, one of the Secundi, who are like the second of, like, there's Primus, who is the god of law, and then there's the Secundi, and there's 4 of them, and they are his second in command to sort of then send out word to all the lower lower forms of the creatures in Mechanus. And there's a story of a rogue Secundus who went to Limbo to try to instill order in Limbo. And that Secundus was altered by the world of Limbo, but there is essentially, it built a temple around itself, and then a bunch of Githzerai found that temple and started helping expand it out into Limbo. And I created a subclass called the Secundus Sign, which essentially was Corton's subclass if he was a sorcerer, giving all of that extra, the abilities with the Fabricate spell and the ability to like cast creation in different ways and all that kind of stuff. So
Rudolph's saying that they play a Githzerai Arcane Trickster. That'd be super fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, so you are a humanoid, you're medium, you got 30 feet. They also know the Mage Hand cantrip, which can be invisible. You get shield and detect thoughts. Hell yeah.
That's nice.
Okay. All right, I'll take it. I will take that. That's delightful. And you get those spells. Your innate psychic defenses grant you advantage on saving throws you make to avoid and charmed or frightens, and you have resistance to psychic damage. All right, which one of these do I like better? Which one? I feel like
the Gift Yankee, I
like
think,
I like the
slightly edge of that.
Githzerai.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think I like the Githzerai
I think
better.
there's an interesting thing they've added with these advantages is I think before it was advantage on saving throws, and that was it. But I think they've amended or to end as well on a couple of these.
Yeah.
Which I think is
great.
A good
I
call.
love.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with the Githyanki just for that ancestral knowledge.
Yeah.
Like anything like
There's a lot
that
of
is pretty
versatility there. It's
good.
pretty...
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is pretty cool. I do like that. All right, so we've got the next one is Goblin, a subterranean folk. You know I love my goblins.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is a magic card. I know this is a magic card right here. This art.
It's a what?
This art
The art
is a magic
art
card.
has been beautiful.
It absolutely has. A subterranean folk, goblins can be found in every corner of the multiverse, often beside their bugbear and hobgoblin kin. Long before the god Baglubiet conquered them, early goblins served in the court of the Queen of Air and Darkness, one of the Feywild's archfey. Goblins thrived in her dangerous domain thanks to a special boon from her, a supernatural knack for finding the weak spots in foes larger than themselves and for getting out of trouble. goblins. I feel like that is absolutely, oh my God, the getting out of trouble part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, just the luck, just being, I feel like that's like, this is like, you know, the sort of darker side of the halfling luck.
Yeah, yeah.
Where, like,
I'm
there's
curious
just
to
ways.
see what they've done with, because they're making a point to acknowledge that part of the lore.
Yeah.
Hopefully do something interesting with the class
That's
itself.
awesome. Goblins brought this Fey boon with them to worlds across the material plane, even if they don't remember the Fey realm they inhabited before Maglubiet's rise. Now many goblins pursue their own destiny, escaping the plots of both arch-fan gods. First of all, I love the fact that they are not being like, oh, these are evil races. This is just straight up, they were created for a purpose, and then thousands of years later now,
They were hijacked.
they have gone out and, you know, you can find evil goblins, sure, but you can also find goblins that aren't. You know, you can find, but all of them are mischievous. Like, this is just sort of like, it's that concept in Celtic mythology of like the brownie or the leprechaun.
Oh yeah.
You know, things like that.
Well, they said
Where
that Maglubiet conquered them. I think I've heard lore before that Maglubiet like killed like the previous gods of, I think, bugbears and goblins.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still, but they're like, you're mine now. Do what I want.
But I love the fact that they're distancing the races from those gods, because I'm totally fine with a god being evil or good or things like that.
Totally.
They represent very specific things, but allowing races to just be like, nope, they might be in a section of the multiverse where they've never even heard of this thing, and for the last 10 generations they don't know, and now they're all like, I would love to have like a town of like goblins and halflings.
Yeah.
You know, that are all where everybody is just super lucky and things just happen. Everybody just does whatever the fuck they want because it always sort of works out in the end. You know, like that's what you got. All right, so we are humanoid, but they're also goblinoids. That's nice. They are small, but they've got 30 feet walking. They've got their dark vision, and they've got Fey ancestry, so they can avoid the charm condition. Fury of the Small. When you damage a creature with an attack or spell and the creature size is larger than yours, you can cause the attack or spell to deal extra damage to the creature equal to your proficiency bonus. Delightful. You can use this trait the number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. And then Nimble Escape, you can take the disengage or hide action as a bonus action on each of your turns. Awesome.
Not bad.
So I feel like
that's like the representation. Sorry.
I feel like that's not bad at all, but it also, I don't feel like it changed too much.
No.
I think they got Fury the Small and the Nimble Escape thing. That's
No, they had Fury the Small before.
Did they have it before?
Yeah,
I
I think it wasn't based on your proficiency bonus, and I think it was like a number. But I think other than that, I like how they added the Nimble Escape instead of doing something lucky, because like, you know, you're able to get out of bad situations by just disengaging and running away.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's, I mean, when you look at goblins in the lore and in stories that people tell about it, that's what they do. They're like,
100%.
Run up, stab you, and then run away. You know, it's great. And I feel like
good.
all goblins, like that's how
they run.
Oh my God. Okay, so these are all the new races. I've got to say, first off,
there's actually.
Oh, are there?
There's more.
Yeah, it's continued.
Oh.
It goes on.
Yeah.
Oh, to the next chapter. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a monster.
I think there's looks to be 12, 13
there's
more.
plenty more. Okay. Goliath, we're gonna speed this shit up.
Yeah.
Goliath. The first Goliath lived in the highest mountain peaks, far above the tree line, where the air is thin and frigid wind howls. Distantly related to giants and infused with the supernatural essence of their ancestors' mountainous home, Goliaths stand between 7 and 8 feet tall and have a wide array of skin tones resembling different types of stone. Fabulous. Okay, so basic things. You're humanoid, you're only medium. Okay, all right. Walking speed of 30 feet. What is this little giant? You have proficiency in the athletic skill and you count as one size larger. Fabulous. I love it. Mountain born, you have resistance to cold damage. Very nice. And you naturally acclimate to high altitudes, even if you've never been to one. This includes elevations above 20,000 feet.
Wow.
This is important for a lot of reasons. All right.
How tall is Everest?
As somebody that grew up in the mountains, It really does. Like, it's insane the difference. I grew up at 9,000 feet, so I was just under, or at 8,000 feet, so I was just under 2 miles high, right? And at that level, first of all, just walking up a flight of stairs, you will like be so winded you're ready to pass out, because there's only a third of the oxygen at that height as there is at sea level. The nice thing is, growing up there, I have great lung capacity, which is super helpful in singing. But also, pardon me,
Bless
when
you.
you're up at that level, you also become a lightweight for alcohol because your body doesn't process it the same way at that height. So you get all of these fucking frat bros that will show up and they're like, oh yeah, shots, man, shots. And all the bartenders are like, do not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Have a beer first, see how far you get in the beer until you feel wasted. And I don't mean a little tipsy, I mean wasted. And then make choices based on that. And these frat bros would just like fall off their chair after half a beer. They're like, I'm fine, man. It's like, you're not. Now, mind you, it's only half a beer. So if you just wait like 20 minutes, your body will process that. And then you can keep going and you can acclimate yourself that way. But then they'd be like, no, man, shots. And just, it is insane watching somebody from sea level come up and try to drink a beer on top of a mountain.
Did it get easier for? Because I know when I moved to Colorado, I definitely had the thing with walking up the stairs. And
well, you're just in Colorado Springs. You're not.
Yeah, but I mean the concept still applies to a lesser degree. Did you? Why can't I ask the question?
Kablurger.
Yeah.
Kablurger.
Did locals and things have more of a tolerance for that? Is that something that your body acclimated to, or is it just something that just was kind of universal where you
will eventually acclimate to the lower oxygen levels and the higher altitude, but it takes about 3 weeks. Yeah. So it's one of the reasons that like when you start going up like Mount Everest and stuff like that, your body's just a mess because you're not camping out for weeks every time you hit another altitude level. But I love that. I do love that. I just, as a mountain boy, like, I love that. Stone's Endurance. You can supernaturally draw on unyielding stone to shrug off harm. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to roll a d12. Add your Constitution modifier to the number rolled and reduce the damage by that total.
Yeah, you just don't take that damage from level 1.
You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's delightful.
Yeah.
So you max out con right away, and then you could just tank damage.
It's one of the things where like you don't just max out con, you then actively seek out the books that increase your constitution score.
Yeah. Like I think because Wizard of the Coast doesn't really do tanks very well. So I think this is actually a very good tank build type thing. It is actual tank.
Yeah, a Goliath Barbarian, holy crap.
Oh yeah, that's insane.
Yes, Lando.
Rudolph says high altitude is a part of the reason why Swiss soldiers were so dangerous in the Middle Ages.
Oh yeah?
That makes a ton of sense.
That absolutely makes sense, because one of the things is like when I lived there, when I came down to sea level, I could run for like hours, no problem.
You felt invincible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was crazy because I was on swim team at that altitude.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
So I trained, and I was a singer at that altitude, so I really trained my lungs. And it is so that it's weird. Like not only do MMA fighters train in Colorado, singers will train up there too, because it teaches you breath control. And it's weird because if you just go and listen at higher altitudes to people singing, it actually is clearer tone because there's not as much air.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was
Stopping the
wondering
sound.
about that because I was like, why isn't like the Colorado Rockies or like the Denver Broncos just like so dominant?
Mm.
Like, I mean, I guess when you're
Well-
like all professional athletes and you have all these things
Yeah.
that the altitude doesn't affect you much, the gap isn't as wide. But
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
should be some
Oh,
kind of
that's the
edge,
thing.
though.
Max
Also,
back.
I refuse to talk about sportsing ball on this fucking channel because I hate it. There's I have a lot of opinions about where the money, like the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, the billions of dollars that are spent on sports teams every year could go.
Right.
Instead, but I also have major issues with the fact that sports franchises will demand that taxpayers build them
Yeah,
stadiums,
that's super
and then they will
fucked.
get nothing back from it, not even like money from concessions or some shit. So I think it's gross what they've done. I don't like it.
We still have 15 races left.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do it. All right. Paragons originated in the Feywild, where they spoke Sylvan and embodied the spirit of freedom and travel. In time, these rabbit folk hopped into other worlds, bringing the Fey realm's exuberance with them and learning new languages as they went. Paragons are bipedal, with the characteristic long feet of the rabbits they resemble and fur in a variety of colors. They share the keen senses and powerful legs of leporine creatures and are full of energy, like a wound-up spring. Paragons are blessed with a little fey luck, and they often find themselves a few fortunate feet away from dangers during adventures. Mordenkainen says, here and gone, fey puns are a menace. I agree.
I love that that's the
100%
origin of the name.
I want to burn this race to the ground now.
Oh
Also
my
because
god.
we had hair
They're
folk
cool.
long before Watsy did in our world. Damn you, Watsy!
And owl folk.
And owl folk. We still have a couple things that they don't have. We've got our mouse folk and we've got our bear folk.
It's just a matter of time.
They'll catch up.
Yeah,
You know,
they'll catch up,
eventually.
yeah.
One day. Or hey, Watsy, hire us.
Yeah, we'll flesh it out for you.
100%. We're here for you. We're here for you, Watsy. All right, so we're humanoid. You can be medium or small. Nice. 30 feet. You add your proficiency bonus to your initiative rolls. Lovely. Leporine senses. You get proficiency with the perception skill. I feel like this is it's probably the best thing that you can get from a race. You don't have to spend anything on it. You get this because it is, at least in my games, like every other roll is a perception roll. You know, like it's just as you're going through any dungeon, perception is like the most important thing. It's hugely useful. Lucky footwork, when you fail a dexterity saving throw, you can use your reaction to roll a d4 and add it to a save, potentially turning it into a success. You can't use this reaction if your prone or your speed is 0.
There's no limit to that.
That's clutch.
There's no
That
limit.
is clutch.
Yeah. And I feel like that absolutely makes sense for this race.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
And a d4 is a completely appropriate dice to add too.
Yeah, and especially given, like that rabbits are not a predator species, they're a prey species.
Yeah.
This would absolutely be true of what's going on genetically in that race. All right, rabbit hop, as a bonus action, you can jump a number of feet equal to 5 times your proficiency bonus without provoking opportunity attacks. You can use this trait only if your speed is greater than 0. You can use it a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses.
So it used to be a roll. So now at like higher levels, you can jump 25 fucking feet.
Yeah, just bounce. Just bounce out.
Just
done.
Forget about opportunity attacks ever happening to you, because I mean that's
just
insane.
bounce away, dog.
Yeah.
Bye.
I mean, for me, what I would do is I now want to create a mechanic that they had in 3.5, and I think I've seen it a couple times on monsters in 5e, is flyby attack, where as you're moving, you can do attacks, and it doesn't stop you from moving. So this is something, rabbit hop is something that I would want to add flyby attack too, where like you can choose as a bonus action to do a hop, and then while you're in the air, you can like just stab somebody in the head, you know, as you're jumping over them. Absolutely, 100%. That's now canon on the Patchwork Planet. Flyby attack for Paragons. There's
Beautiful.
All right, hobgoblins. Hobgoblins trace their origin to the ancient courts of the Feywild, where they first appeared with their goblin and bugbear kin. Many of them were driven from the Feywild by the conquering god, the Goliath, who marshaled them as soldiers, but the Fey realm left its mark. Wherever they are in the multiverse, they continue to channel an aspect of the Feywild's rule of reciprocity, which creates a mystical bond between the giver and the receiver of a gift. On some worlds, such bonds lead hobgoblins to form communities with deep ties to one another. In Eberron and the Forgotten Realms, vast hobgoblin legions have emerged with ranks of devoted soldiers famed for their unity. Hobgoblins are generally taller than their goblin cousins, but not quite as big as bugbears. They have curved, pointed ears and noses that turn bright red or blue during displays of emotion. I love that.
Oh my gosh, it's Rudolph.
Oh, it is. Oh my God. So you're humanoid and you're goblinoid. You're medium, 30 feet. You get your dark vision, delightful, Fey ancestry, can't be charmed, Fey gift. Let's see what this is. You can use this trait to take the help action as a bonus action. Ooh. And you can do so a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. In combat, like giving people advantage on
the help.
things?
The help isn't the help action doesn't come up that often, but how to use it a bonus action?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. Well, that's the thing, because you can help somebody attack, can't you? You can help
No, you
them.
can, but it's usually an action, so people don't usually use it.
Yeah.
It's not as efficient.
It's
Having
usually
a
an
bonus
out-of-combat thing, like
Yeah.
you're trying to solve a problem and you use the help action to give advantage. But that, in combat, would be
That's
insane.
glorious. I'm 100% here. Starting at third level, choose one of the options below each time you take the help action.
It's super
with this
help.
trait.
Wait, what?
Hospitality. You and the creature you help each gain a number of temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus your proficiency bonus. Oh my God. Passage. You and the creature you help each increase your walking speed by 10 feet until the start of your next turn.
What?
Spite. Until the start of your next turn, the first time the creature you help hits a target with an attack roll, that target has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes within the next minute. Fortunate from the many. If you miss with an attack roll or fail an ability check or saving throw, you can draw on your bonds of reciprocity to gain a bonus to the roll equal to the number of allies you can see within 30 feet of you, maximum bonus of +3. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Oh my God.
This is an insane race.
Yeah.
This is fabulous.
And I love that
this
it's a
is like
picture of a
the
bard.
best support race.
Yeah.
The
Wait,
Wait,
best
look at that
support
weapon.
race.
Look at the art. What is that weapon? That is. It's like an axe.
I want it.
Oh, I want it. I want it so
it's an
bad.
axe mandolin.
That
what
is
it
beautiful.
It's so cool.
It's a mandalax.
It's
Mandalax.
a Mandalax.
Yes.
That's what we've got. We've got a mandalax.
Yes.
It's the bard.
bard.
It's the barbarian I've always wanted, like legitimately.
Oh my God. I mean, this, for me, that picture is absolutely like the crazy bard that, like, at the end of their set, like, smashes their guitar on stage.
He only
But
plays death
instead,
metal. That's
it's
right.
just, oh my God. Could you imagine a bard with this, like, being able to do, like, even when you run out of being able to give people inspiration, then you just give them the help.
You just help them.
Yeah, you just help.
Oh my God.
I love how they changed the last feature though, because it used to be like it was like you were shamed to fail in front of your friends or whatever. It's like that was the reason that you could.
Right.
You're like,
Oh
I don't want to fuck up.
You know, I love this. All right, Canku. Feathered folk who resemble ravens, Canku are blessed with keen observation and supernaturally accurate memories. None of them can remember the origin of the first Canku. However, they often joke that there are as many Canku origin stories as there are Canku. Some of them paint their genesis as a curse, being a flightless bird people doomed to mimic other people's actions, other people's creations. Other Canku recite cryptic but beautiful poems about their advent being a blessed event in which they were sent into the multiverse to observe and catalog its many wonders. Ooh, I love that. Whatever their true origin, Canku are most often found in the Shadowfell and the material plane. and they tend to have the coloration typical of ravens. All right, so you're humanoid. Wait, you're humanoid? Okay, you're humanoid. Size medium or small, cool. 30 feet. Expert duplication. When you copy writing or craft work produced by yourself or someone else, you have advantage on any ability checks made to produce an exact duplicate. Ooh.
Forgery.
I love that. Well, forgery, but also painting, glass blowing, like weaponsmithing, like absolutely
No,
all this.
weaponsmithing.
Scribing a scroll. I mean,
right? Like
scribing a spell scroll.
That's amazing. Getting essentially, you know, once you have successfully created one thing, you get advantage every single time you try it again.
Oh, Rudolph says he says he notices that
awesome.
the Canku, like, it no longer says the Canku can't speak and only mimic.
Yeah.
Now mimic
Which
is just a skill.
Canku Recall. Thanks to your supernaturally good memory, you have proficiency in 2 skills of your choice. Moreover, when you make an ability check using any skill in which you have proficiency, you can give yourself advantage on that check before rolling the d20. You can give yourself advantage in this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Oh my god.
Excuse me?
Dang. Wow.
So just a flat advantage on any skill check?
Anything that you have proficiency
and
in.
you get to choose 2. You just get 2 to choose.
Get 2 at level 1?
2 skills.
Oh.
I love this. Oh my god, Canku. Mimicry. You can accurately mimic sounds that you have heard, including voices. A creature that hears the sound you make can tell they are imitations only on a successful insight check. I love that. What does Mordenkainen have to say about this? I have long envied the agility of the Canku memory. My memory palace is splendid and vast, yet a Kenku's memory is a gleaming edifice that puts my palace to shame.
Dang, some humble words from our boy Mordenkainen.
Yeah, that's...
This is delightful. I love this. Love this. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This would just be... I mean, I feel like if this... Like, I now want to make, like, a Canku who is like the head of like a craft hall where they've got all the different craftsmen in there and they just practice making different things. So now it's just anytime somebody needs help, they can just pop in. Imagine a Canku and Hobgoblin team of like artificers.
Right?
Oh my god.
I just imagine now that you said that, like a Canku as the art teacher in like high school or something. It's just like, here you go, that's how you do it.
I love it.
Like,
you're trying to do this? Here you go.
Yeah, so cute. I love it.
All right, kobolds, some of the smallest draconic creatures in the multiverse. Kobolds display their draconic ancestry in the glint of their scales and in their roars. Legends tell of the first kobolds emerging from the Underdark near the lairs of the earliest dragons. In some lands, kobolds serve chromatic or metallic dragons, even worshipping them as divine beings. In other places, kobolds know too well how dangerous these dragons can be and help others defend against the draconic destruction. All right, I appreciate this shift in the lore.
Yeah.
I do. Whatever their relationship to dragons, kobold scales tend to be rust-colored, although the occasional kobold sports a scale color more akin to that of a chromatic or metallic dragon. A kobold's cry can express a range of emotion: anger, resolve, elation, fear, and more. Regardless of the emotion expressed, their cry resonates with draconic power. This is an interesting way to start. Okay, so they're humanoid. Okay, so they're not draconic. That's new and exciting. All right. They are small. They've got 30 feet. They've got their dark vision. Draconic cry. As a bonus action, you let out a cry at your enemies within 10 feet of you. Until the start of your next turn, you and your allies have advantage on attack rolls against any of those enemies who could hear you. Ooh. You can use this trait a number of times with your proficiency bonus. Oh my god, what?
So, isn't there a barbarian that has that? That, like, cry or something? Like... oh, wait.
I'm sorry, you give all of your allies advantage on anything within 10 feet of you. That's amazing. So that is perfect for a rogue. You know, like, Kobold runs in, gives all of his allies advantage, and then all the rogues just pop in and backstab.
Well, in any support class for sure too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Kobold Legacy. Kobold's connection to dragons can manifest in unpredictable ways in individual kobolds. Choose one of the following legacy options. Fun, craftiness. You have proficiency in one of the following skills of your choice. Okay, we get a fabulous skill. Delightful. Defiance. You have advantage on saving throws to avoid or end the frightened condition. Cool. Draconic Sorcery. You know one cantrip of your choice from the Sorcerer spell list. Okay. All right, that's cute. That's cute. I feel like this is the Draconic Pride sets this class apart really dramatically, the same way that the help thing for the Hobgoblins does.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool. I'm definitely
Also,
here for it.
Something I just noticed is that these races that we've been looking at don't have an ability modifier thing that they.
No, they don't care about that anymore.
Huh.
They're doing the
Just do
Tasha's thing where
whatever?
you just do whatever.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Wait, so if you were to go into that class, so they're just using, will they get pluses at all?
You get to choose. You get to choose
Yeah.
1+2 and 1+1.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
just
nice.
like Tasha's. They're just doing
So
away
it's just
with.
Tasha's being codified.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
just defaulting.
I appreciate that.
I do too.
Just, it was. Now, one of the things that I did like about like having racial bonuses very specifically is if there are being able to create cultures where there is a certain sort of leaning, when it comes to classes. So like elves were more magically oriented, and that was very specific. And
Sure.
like a
Wongies or Wong.
the what?
Haven't seen that one in a minute.
Yeah.
So one of us got to do push-ups, I think.
My
Oh,
guess
damn.
It's probably gonna be me.
Oh, who's it gonna be?
Ooh.
Wongets. Who you got to choose which one's gonna do the push-ups. There's all right, lizard folk. The Saurian lizard folk are thought by some sages to be distant cousins of dragonborn and kobolds. Despite their resemblance to those scaled folk, however, lizard folk are their own people and have lived on the worlds of the material plane since the world's creation. Gifted by the gods with remarkable physical defenses and a mystical connection to the natural world, lizard folk can survive with just their wits in situations that would be deadly for other folk. Because of that fact, many lizard folk myths state that their people were placed by the gods in the material plane to guard its natural wonders. Lizard folk have colorful scales and exhibit a wide array of scale patterns. Their individual facial features are as varied as those of lizards. Love that. Okay, you seem like you have something to say, Rando.
Yeah, the initial push-ups are for me, and then Rudolph evened it out. So-
Yeah,
Oh,
all of us
perfect.
have to do
Okay.
push-ups
All right.
now. Yeah.
So we'll, if you
You wanna
guys all
do
need
them
to take a
now?
quick break, this is now the time to do it.
We don't have a lot of time.
Right? We got 45
We got-
minutes. We're gonna do this.
We
Let's
got
fucking do
this.
it
We got
right
this.
now.
Okay, right now. Let's go.
Here we go.
I don't think you can see me. One, two, three, 4, 6, 9, 20. Okay. Whew. Oh.
Oh my lord.
Thank you to Wong and Rudolph for the push-ups. Oh. I don't think they meant to leave. They just needed somewhere to do the push-ups.
All right. It's been a bit since we had any of those.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Oh, we didn't really. Well, I mean, can't really do them in our chair. I love the ambient mix of tavern music and someone counting push-ups.
Right?
It's
Oh,
perfect.
my arms are gonna be sore
It's
for 3 days
perfect.
now.
Oh man.
Okay. All right. Ugh.
Ah.
All right. How
Okay.
you doing? How you doing,
Alright.
everybody?
We got our breath.
All right. Here we go.
We're almost
Lizard
done.
folk.
We got it.
Lizard folk. We're humanoid, we're medium, we've got 30 feet walking speed. Ooh, but we also get a swimming
Oh,
speed.
nice.
That's
Solid.
Yeah.
We get a bite. It's 1d6 plus your strength modifier. And it's slashing damage instead of bludgeoning, so that's fun. Hold breath, you can hold your breath for up to 15 minutes. Hungry Jaws, you can throw yourself into a feeding frenzy. As a bonus action, you can make a special attack with your bite. If the attack hits, it deals its normal amount of damage, and you gain temporary hit points.
What?
Equal to your proficiency bonus. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Very nice. Natural armor, you have tough, scaly skin. When you aren't wearing armor, your base armor is 13 plus your dexterity modifier.
Wow.
You can use your natural armor to determine your AC if the armor you wear would leave you with a lower AC. A shield's benefits apply as normal while you use your natural armor. The nice thing about that is that you could have like some very light, like natural armor, or some magical armor or something like that. Doesn't give you quite, because there's some benefit that's not AC, and then
it's a weird way.
AC.
It's a weird way to say it because it says when you aren't wearing armor you get that, but then it says you could use your natural armor to determine if the armor you wear, which seems like a contradiction a little bit, but maybe I'm not understanding what they're meaning.
Well, it's like to make up for the weakness.
It's underneath your armor anyway, because previously
Gotcha.
There's all kinds of things in like classes and stuff that say very specifically that if you're not wearing armor, but then as soon as you put on armor, you lose all those benefits.
Yeah, like okay, like the flying of the Aarakocra.
Yeah,
for
stuff
medium
like
and
that.
heavy.
Where
Okay.
it's like
Gotcha.
this,
Okay.
because these are your scales, they exist underneath your armor anyway.
So it's saying when you're not applying your armor, like it doesn't. They're trying to make sure you don't add it or anything.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
your lowest AC would be the 13 plus your dex modifier.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's all it's saying.
So
That's cool.
natural intuition, thanks to your mystical connection to nature, you gain proficiency with 2 of the following skills of your choice. All right, animal handling, medicine, nature, perception, stealth, or survival. So, all right, so you get a swimming speed. You can hold your breath for a while. It's not as good as the air Gennasi or the water Gennasi. You can give yourself temporary hit points. You have natural armor, and you gain 2 skills.
I think that vampirism like bite thing is pretty good. I don't
pretty
know.
awesome. Yeah, I'm down. Now it's just it's your proficiency bonus, so at lower levels,
It's a flat.
but that's still, that can be incredibly clutch in a fight, if you're up close. Especially I feel like for someone who's like a caster.
It's a bonus action.
Right.
Yeah, so you get, these guys I feel like would make amazing casters because you get natural armor, and if you get caught in a situation where you're cornered, you have natural
You
attacks.
bite somebody.
I feel like that's like, come on, lizard folk. Absolutely. All right, Minotaurs. Okay. I've got to say this, Art. I've never imagined a Minotaur.
No, but I
That's
kind
a
of
little
love it.
strange.
I kind of like it. It's
I am
very
here with
different.
The sort of just the wide-eyed delight of the Minotaur.
That's got to be like a half minotaur or something.
No,
That's very strange.
It's definitely more feminine than.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's actually
I do not know.
Yeah.
Leave that one ambiguous.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Minotaurs are barrel-chested humanoids with heads resembling those of bulls. Blessed with a supernaturally strong sense of direction, Minotaurs make great navigators. Some sages believe Minotaurs were first created by the Lady of Pain to patrol the magical mazes that she uses to trap her foes. I love the Lady of Pain so much. Minotaur horns range in size from about 1 foot long to easily 3 times that length. Minotaurs often carve their horns to sharpen their edges, etch symbols of power into them, or sheathe them in bronze to prevent them from shattering during a battle.
Ooh.
Their hair extends down Minotaurs' necks and powerful backs, and some have long patches of hair on their chins and cheeks, their legs, and in heavy cloven hooves, and they have long tufted tails. I love that description. All right, you're humanoid, you're medium, you've got 30 feet. Horns. You have horns you can use to make unarmed strikes. It's the standard 1d6. Fabulous. But it's piercing damage instead of bludgeoning. Goring Rush. Immediately after you take the dash action on your turn and move at least 20 feet, you can make one melee attack with your horns as a bonus action. Okay, cool. Hammering Horns. Immediately after you hit a creature with a melee attack as part of the attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to attempt to push the target with your horns. The target must be within 5 feet of you and no more than one size larger than you. Unless this succeeds on a strength saving throw, you can push it up to 10 feet away from you. Okay. Very
Oh,
cool.
So,
that doesn't even have a restriction on the amount of times you can use it.
No, it's just anytime you hit. So you can absolutely manage like the battlefield if there's a bunch of mobs.
it's just a really good control attacker. You know, you just wherever you want the enemy, that's where they go.
Well, and you can, if you're too far, you can dash. So it's just like you can. It doesn't matter where you are on the field. You will always be able to make a melee attack against someone.
Yeah.
You know?
Not bad.
Which is a big issue with like barbarians and like paladins.
Yeah.
Getting to
Paladins
people.
especially, mobility just sucks.
Yeah.
Labyrinthine Recall. You always know which direction is north. Your advantage on Wisdom Survival check to make to navigate or track. I feel like that's sort of weak when it comes to Minotaurs.
I do a
given
little bit.
their mythological like origins, where it's like literally you were trapped in the middle of, Daedalus's labyrinth, and it's just. I feel like there should be something more there,
Yeah. I'd
but
like an
yeah.
enlarge reduce spell at the very least with these guys. I feel
I
like
mean,
Yeah,
that-
where's the
something
magic for these guys?
Or
You
like,
know.
well, I mean, something having to do with like the horns. It's like they specifically talk about how they'll like put sigils of power on the horns. I feel like so there was a race in 3.5. I cannot remember the name of them, but their description is that they were the living embodiment of language. And so they actually had around their heads floating different letters of an ancient alphabet. And depending on which letters you chose, it would give you bonuses to what's going on. And I feel like that could very easily be translated to Minotaurs, where like you carve 2 sigils and it would be things like, you would get like advantage on a certain type of spell that you might cast, or it would increase your movement, or you'd get something with like having to do with dexterity or strength, or it would increase the power of your boring attack, stuff like that. I feel like that would be something that could absolutely have been put in. As it stands, I like the art. I am not impressed.
It's
with the
underwhelming. Yeah, it's underwhelming.
I mean, they work maybe with like a specific kind of class, but they're.
You would have to add to it to make it good, though. That's
Yeah.
the rest of a lot of the other ones we've watched.
The only thing that's kind of interesting and is unique is the horns, where you could just push someone if you hit them every time, which is fun, but
But it's not great.
They didn't really change it all that much. I think they just added the recall, which is kind of
Orcs.
Orcs trace their creation to the one-eyed god Grumsh, an unstoppable warrior and powerful leader. The divine qualities of Grumsh resonate within orcs, granting them a reflection of his toughness and tenacity that can't be matched. And the god equipped his children to be able to live above or below ground. On some worlds, such as Eberron, orcs were among the first defenders of the natural order from the encroachments of the fiends and other extraplanar threats. Grumsh's blessings have made orcs tireless guardians and mighty allies wherever they are found, even when they turn their devotion to other gods. I love that.
Okay. Whose badass anime pro tag is that art?
I know, right?
Right?
Is that an orc? That's cool. What the heck?
Yeah, that's a gorgeous orc, is what that is.
Really
Blonde
cool.
orc.
That makes me very happy. As an orc, you have the following traits. You're humanoid, you're medium, you move at 30 feet. Adrenaline rush. You can take the dash action as a bonus action. Great. You can use this trait a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Cool, so you can move around quickly. Whenever you use this trait, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. Very nice. So you rush into battle, giving yourself like extra hit, but that's pretty cool. You get your dark vision, powerful build, your larger size and relentless endurance. Okay, cool. When you get reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, you can drop to 1 hit points instead. You can do that once. Yeah, this is, I mean, they still maintain, they gave him like a little extra with the dash and the temporary hit points, but it still remains like amazing for a martial class.
Yeah, super solid.
Yeah.
For sure.
Team this up with like Zealot Barbarian, and then you're just unkillable. I mean,
yeah, you just keep going down and popping up.
Yeah.
I mean, so this is one of the things that I learned from Lando that now really annoys me when I'm in stream with someone else and they don't do this, is when clerics try to heal you in the middle of battle. And I was like, no, just let me drop and pop me back up.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It just makes no sense.
It's like in real life, who's going to sit there and watch you while you like patch up your buddy? You know, it's like they're going to hurt you if you try to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Sadus, that art though really is amazing.
That's pretty dope.
It's very
Satyrs originating in the Feywild, a realm. First of all, I've got to say, when they put this, do you remember like a couple months ago when they put this out on Twitter, this specific piece of art?
No,
it was
good?
an announcement. It was an announcement of like some of the stuff that they're planning on doing. They were announcing, I can't remember if it was like the book or that sort of things are sort of shifting a little over at WotC, you know, like, and it was an announcement sort of about like moving away from like evil races and you know, all that kind of stuff. This was the thing that they used, and the uproar on Twitter saying that, WotC's gone gay because there's a rainbow. I'm like, you're an idiot. You're all idiots. I hate you so much.
That's a spell.
Yes, that's just like
that's a legitimate. That's color spray. I mean,
it's color spray. Yes,
that's been in the game.
What the spell looks like. Yeah. So yeah, it's just these fucking idiots out there that keep pulling shit like that. I'm just done. I'm just done with all. There's all right. Originating in the Feywild, a realm of pure emotion. Satyrs thrive on the energy of merriment. They resemble elves but have goat-like legs, cloven hooves, and ram or goat horns. The magic of the Fey realm has given them an innate ability to perform, to delight, and to resist magical intrusion. While they're usually found in the Feywild, satyrs do wander to other planes of existence, most often the material plane. There they seek to bring a bit of their home plane's splendor to the other worlds. So they are Fey, so that's good. Medium, they get a little extra 5 foot. They get 35 feet. Ram, you can use your head and horns to unarmed strikes, your typical 1d6. There is magic resist, just straight up magic resistance.
Yeah, they had that before.
They've always had that, but that's really good.
That's crazy.
It's devastatingly good.
Yeah. Mirthful leaps. When you make a long jump or a high jump, you can roll a d8 and add the number rolled to the number of feet you cover, even when making a standing jump. All right, cool. This extra distance costs movement as normal. Reveler. As an embodiment of revelry, you have proficiency in performance and persuasion skills, and you have proficiency with one musical instrument of your choice. Oh, shit.
Oh, nice.
Pixie says... giving...
What, Lando?
Pixie says the scarf might be gayer than the spell.
It is.
It really is. And the smile. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just really something like... But not a spell.
We all know he just came from brunch.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
We don't.
He did.
You know.
He's spraying off some color.
Like, I mean, he's had some mimosas.
Yeah, exactly.
He's happy. You know, it's Sunday fun day. You're gonna go to brunch, maybe go like picnic in the park. You know, go to the bar, go to happy hour afterwards. It's gonna be great. We all love it.
I love how they're giving every other race like 2 free proficiencies, basically.
Yeah.
It's just okay. I mean, That's dope.
Well, I think that a big part of it is that like um in previous editions there were so many more skills. And as you leveled, every time you leveled up, you could choose new skills if you wanted to, or you could level up the skills that you already have.
Yeah.
Right. So I think what they're doing here, I know for me personally, I have now DM'd many games where nobody in the group will have a certain proficiency. You
Yeah.
know.
And also,
And
there's
so
very little ways to get new skills. Even
Yeah.
rarely there's subclasses and classes that
Yeah.
this doesn't happen.
All right, we've
So.
got some sea elves.
Oh.
Elves
This
fell
is
in
new,
love
right?
with the wild beauty of the ocean. For 5e, it is.
Okay.
In the earliest days of the multiverse, while other elves traveled from realm to realm, sea elves navigated the currents and explored the waters of many worlds. Today, these elves can be found wherever oceans exist, as well as in the elemental plane of water. Like other elves, sea elves can live to be over 750 years old. So you're humanoid and you're also an elf. You're medium, you have 30 feet walking, and you have a swimming speed. You can breathe air and water. Ooh, and you have resistance to cold. All right, they must be getting some crazy things, because if they put amphibious and resistance to cold damage in one spot, there's some
Yeah.
other things happening.
This goes
You
on
get your
for a
dark
while.
vision, Fey ancestry, friend of the sea. Aquatic animals have an extraordinary affinity for your people. You can communicate simple ideas to any beast that has a swimming speed. It can understand your words. Oh, okay. Conceptions, you get the perception skill, and trance. And whenever you finish this trance, you can gain 2 proficiencies that you don't have, each one with a weapon or a tool of your choice.
Is
Wow.
this because Eladrin had this too? Is this just an
Yeah.
elf thing now?
I feel like maybe it is.
Well, there's only 2 elf races
Yo.
here.
Let's look at this. Elves of many realms. Created by the god Corellon, the first elves were fey beings who cavorted on various planes of existence, changing their physical forms at will. Outside the glory of Arvander, their favorite place was the Feywild, the realm of unbridled passion. It was to that place of that the elves fled after they were exiled from Corellon's presence for plotting with the god's rival Lolth. And it was there that they transformed from fey creatures into humanoids and lost their ability to shapeshift at will. Afterwards, they often wept as they realized what they had lost. Their sorrow made even deeper by the Feywild's influence. But in the Feywild, they also discovered the potential joys of being people of fixed forms, and they rediscovered hope once they renounced Lolth's treachery. Most elves eventually spread from the Feywild to other worlds, as wanderlust and curiosity drove them to the far reaches of the multiverse. In those other worlds, elves developed the physical forms now associated with them. Because of their original mutable nature, each group of elves mystically took on characteristics of the environment with which they bonded, whether forests, fey crossings in the material plane, the Underdark, the Shadowfell, the Feywild, or oceans. In some places, Corellon has passed from elves' memory, but the god's blood flows within them still, even if they know nothing of its source. That blood is what caused them to evolve after spending centuries connected to a particular environment, so it is only a matter of time before other kinds of elves emerge. That is some beautiful lore. Like, that is how you build a fucking world.
Deep.
Yes.
Oh my god.
No, I love that. I really do love stuff like that, where it's just, this is why there are so many different things, and it's such a simple and elegant explanation,
Yeah.
That just makes me so happy. That's how you know your lore is solid, is if you don't have to spend 40 minutes explaining why this thing happened.
Yeah. It seems like that they're going to be doing this with other elven races, because these are all like fantastical races. I wonder if soonish or in the coming they'll have a book with other races and adjust them in the ways
that's kind of what they're saying is like, here's how elves have shifted in the past. Here you go, make your own elf race. Like, that's
absolutely,
that's dope.
Shadar Kai are the elves of the Shadowfell, originally drawn to that dread realm by the Raven Queen. Over the centuries, some of them have continued to serve her, while others have ventured into the material plane to forge their own destinies. Once Shatterkai were Fae like the rest of their elven kin. Now they exist in a state between life and death thanks to being transformed by the Shadowfell's grim energy. Shatterkai have ashen skin tones, and while they're in the Shadowfell, they also become wizened, reflecting the somber nature of the gloomy plane. Like other elves, Shatterkai can live to be over 750 years old. Let's see what they are. You're a humanoid. You're also an elf. You're medium, move 30 feet. Blessing of the Raven Queen. As a bonus action, you can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. You can use this thing number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Starting at 3rd level, you also gain resistance to all damage when you teleport using this. Wait, what?
What?
Resistance lasts until the start of your next turn. During that time, you appear ghostly and translucent. They're saying essentially like you step into the ethereal plane and then pop up somewhere else, and so it's difficult for people to touch you. That's awesome. Oh my god.
Low key, I want to use that as Reginald.
Absolutely. I'm gonna use that as everyone.
Right?
Dark vision. You get your dark vision. You've got your Fey ancestry. You get your perception skill. Resistance to necrotic damage. That's interesting. And you get when you trance, you get 2 proficiencies. That's solid. That is a solid race.
Very solid.
Right? You know, this is. I feel like this actually would be incredibly useful for a rogue. You know, I think that's what that is. All right, shifters, which are different than the other shape changers. Shifters are sometimes called were-touched, as they are descendants of people who contracted full or partial lycanthropy. Humanoids with a bestial aspect, shifters can't fully change shape, but they can temporarily enhance their animalistic features by entering a state they call shifting. Shifters are similar to humans in height and build, but are typically more lithe and flexible. Their facial features have a bestial cast, often with large eyes and pointed ears. Most shifters also have prominent canine teeth. They grow fur-like hair on nearly every part of their bodies. While the shifter's appearance might remind an onlooker of an animal, they remain clearly identifiable as shifters even when at their most feral. Most shifters resemble a particular kind of lycanthrope. You can choose the kind of lycanthrope in your past, or you can determine it randomly by rolling on the lycanthrope ancestor table. The table also provides a suggestion for the shifting option that may result from your ancestry. Fabulous. Bears, boars, rats, tigers, wolves, and dogs. All right. Your traits. Humanoid, medium, 30 feet. All right, bestial instincts. Channeling the beast within, you have proficiency in one of the following skills of your choice. Acrobatics, athletics, intimidation, and survival. Makes sense. You get your dark vision. Shifting. As a bonus action, you can assume a more bestial appearance. This transformation lasts for 1 minute until you die or until you revert to your normal appearance as a bonus action. When you shift, you gain temporary hit points equal to 2 times your proficiency bonus. Lovely. You can shift a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Cool. Whenever you shift, you gain an additional benefit based on one of the following options. You must choose one. Beast Hide, you gain 1d6 additional hit points, and you get a bonus to your armor class. That's nice. Long Tooth. When shifted, you can use your elongated fangs to make an unarmed strike. Typical 1d6 plus your strength. Cool. Swift Stride. When shifted, you gain 10 feet. Additionally, you can move up to 10 feet as a reaction when a creature ends its turn within 5 feet of you. This reaction does not provoke opportunity attacks.
You just back away. You're like, oh, actually, no.
Nope.
Wow.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
While shifted, you have advantage on wisdom checks, and no creature within 30 feet of you can make an attack roll with advantage against you unless you're incapacitated. Ooh.
Wow.
That's great.
That's really good.
The other ones are cute, but that one.
So just no rogues have power against you.
Or invisible enemies.
Yeah.
No, that's. Damn. Damn. That's a powerful barbarian right there.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's look at some little cat people. Hey, Tabaxi. Created by the Cat Lord, a divine being of the upper planes, to blend the qualities of humanoids and cats, tabaxi are a varied people in both attitude and appearance. In some lands, tabaxi live like the cats they resemble, naturally curious and at home in playful environments. In other places, tabaxi live as other folks do, not exhibiting the feline behavior the Cat Lord intended. Tabaxi's appearance is as varied as their attitude. Some tabaxi have features or patterning in their fur like tigers, jaguars, or other big cats, while others have appearances more like a house cat. Still others have unique patterns or might style their fur to their preferences, or might even be hairless. Absolutely. Yeah. I want a brindle tabaxi, is what I want.
So wait, could you have like a tabaxi that like passes as a normal human? Like they have like a cloak to cover the ears and stuff, and they just... Because that'd be crazy.
Is there hairless?
They're hairless tabaxi. Absolutely.
You know?
I feel like they would be like hairless cats, like Sphinx cats.
Oh, and they're all wrinkly?
They're all weird.
Yeah.
They have to like tie the excess skin back or something.
Oh, no.
Yes, that's important. This is an important piece of the lore. Right here is what this is. There's Mordenkainen. I once met the Cat Lord. His eyes pierced me, and his grace beguiled me. And never have I seen fur so luxurious. I have no great love of cats, but he made me reconsider.
Okay,
absolutely.
So Mordenkainen and
Mordenkainen's a furry. Yes.
Yeah. Well,
that.
I was gonna say, curious at least.
Yeah.
Mordenkainen and Corton definitely dated. Like that's just canon. Like,
no, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And it started out like just as like a business thing, right, where Corton needed Mordenkainen to provide shelter for him and his party for a while, you know, and like, but they wanted it to be really nice. He helped Mordenkainen develop the magnificent mansion, you know, and then, you know, one thing leads to another, and when you have, you know, crazy old wizards hanging out together, you know, absolutely.
There's only two ways that can end with two intellectuals. Either they fight or they fuck. That's it.
Yeah, no.
Only two ways.
Both.
Or both.
Yeah. In varying orders.
Exactly.
Yes. So you are a humanoid. You can be small. I do love that. You can be a little house cat.
Little guy.
There's your walking speed is 30 feet, and you get a climbing speed, so that's nice. You get your claws at 1d6. You get perception and stealth. Ooh. That's lovely. You get your dark vision and agility. Your reflexes and agility allow you to move with a burst of speed. When you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of your turn. Once you use this trait, you can't use it again until you move 0 feet on one of your turns. I feel like that's just...
Excuse me?
Fabulous.
So good.
You just randomly double your speed, and then if you don't move next turn, you can do it again the turn after.
Is that supposed to be 0 feet, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you run up and attack someone and don't move.
Oh, until you don't move at all. Okay.
Yeah, the next turn.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's your classic tabaxi. You know, you can climb, you can slice people up, you're good at hiding, you've got dark vision.
And now you can be small.
Yeah, and you can be small now. That's cute. I like that.
The proficiencies are not something to slouch on, though. That's pretty good.
No, those are like perception is just such a powerful proficiency. You know, there's Pixie. I'm in love with the idea of your Sphinx tabaxi. They make me happy. Turtles have a saying: "We wear our homes on our backs." These turtle folk live in many worlds, most often journeying up and down coasts, along waterways, and across the sea. Turtles don't have a unified story of how they were created, but they all have a sense of being mystically connected to the natural world. Carrying their shelter on their backs gives turtles a special feeling of security wherever they go. For even if they visit a far unknown country, they have a place to lay their heads. Turtles exhibit the same range of coloration patterns found among turtles, and many turtles enjoy adorning their shells in distinctive ways. So you're humanoid. You can be a small turtle. That's interesting.
I like
That's fun. You can be medium or small. You've got a 30-foot walking speed. You have your claws at 1d6. You can hold your breath for up to an hour. Okay. Natural armor. Oh, that's right. You have AC of 17.
That's it. Unless you use a shield.
You can't wear light, medium, or heavy armor, but if you're using a shield, you can apply the shield's bonus as normal. So with a shield, you've got an AC of 19.
At level 1.
And that's a base, yeah.
Yeah.
Hide behind 3/4 cover and you're over 20.
Yeah, absolutely. There's Nature's Intuition. Now, what sucks is that you can't use magical armor.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Nature's Intuition. Thanks to your mystical connection to nature, you gain proficiency with one of the following skills. Fabulous. So you get a skill choice. Shell Defense. You can withdraw into your shell as an action. Until you emerge, you gain a +4 bonus to your AC, and you have advantage on Strength and Constitution saving throws. While in your shell, you are prone. Your speed is 0 and can't increase. You have disadvantage on Dexterity saving throws. You can't take reactions, and the only action you can take is a bonus action to emerge from your shells. So something that I have done with one of my, because I have one of my favorite characters that I ever created was Tallowtail, who is a Tortle Rogue who is a Soul Knight. And one of his tricks is, like, if there is a long hallway or something like that, if there's like a group of people that he wants to move through, what he'll do is he will, like, essentially get a running start and then jump through this group. As an action, he will withdraw into his shell while he's in the air to gain that +4 bonus. So he will have a 21 AC. And then when he's about to land, he uses his bonus action to pop out of his shell again and then head off.
So just go bowling.
So it's essentially, yes, you can absolutely bowl. Well, and the thing is that it's the momentum of your jump that actually allows you to keep moving at your speed. So you use your speed to jump instead of run. So you keep going, and then you just go whoop, and then back out, and you're done. The other trick that he learned was to jump and spin at the same time, and then just summon his psionic blades as he's spinning through the air, and just slice people up with that without having to
blender.
Like get out.
The Beyblade.
Love that. Yeah.
That's worded really well. Like, because you can't cast shield if you do that too.
Yeah, the only action you could take is a immersion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
There's so yes, all right. So Tortles, I do love. I'm so glad that they included them. They created the Tortle package. It just made me happy that when that book came out.
Package.
All right, Tritons. Originally from the elemental plane of water, many Tritons entered the material plane centuries ago in response to the growing threat of evil elementals. Those Tritons spread across the world's oceans, protecting the surface from terrors in the deep. Over time, Triton have extended their stewardship over the seafloor to the ocean's surface. Tritons have webbed feet and hands, small fins on their calves, and coloration that favors blues and greens. Okay, so you're humanoid, you're medium, you got 30 feet, but you also have a swimming speed. You can breathe water, so that's lovely. Ooh, what's this? Control air and water. You can cast Fog Cloud with this trait. Starting at 3rd level, you can cast Gust of Wind, and at 5th level, you do Water Block. All righty. I love this. So in our world, if you were a Triton, one of the things that I would do is I would totally allow you to shift and see if you want to be a humanoid Triton or if you want to be like an aberrant Triton, where you could switch up Fog Cloud with like an ink cloud that works underwater.
Ooh.
I think that would be super fun.
That is cool.
And you get those automatically. You've got your dark vision. What's Emissary of the Sea? You can communicate simple ideas to any beast, elemental, or monstrosity that has a swimming speed. Okay.
What?
Just trying to be better than a sea elf. All right, Triton. I see you. And Guardian of the Depths, adapt to the frigid oceans. You get resistance to cold damage. You know what? I gotta say, I feel like this is a better version of sea elves.
Yeah.
The only thing the seals have is the trance over them.
Yeah, but
But that's gonna
I'm
be
sorry, with those
yeah.
spells, I mean, I feel like this is just a better version. Like, no one's ever gonna play a sea elf.
Yeah.
If they play a Triton.
Yeah.
You know.
Man.
What does Mordenkainen have to say? Once you discover that all oceans connect to the elemental plane of water, and that the elemental planes connect to all worlds, you begin to grasp the interconnectedness of the multiverse. Dive to the bottom of any sea, and you may later surface under an alien sky. Ooh,
Oh, that's an interesting bit of lore.
Love it. All right, Yuan-Ti. Yuan-Ti were originally humans who transformed themselves into serpent folk through ancient rituals. Most Yuan-Ti were corrupted into monsters by those rites, but some Yuan-Ti instead became a new people who mixed characteristics of humans and snakes. Blessed with resistance to magical and poisonous effects by the rituals that created them, each of these Yuan-Ti manifests their serpentine heritage in a variety of ways. A forked tongue, snake eyes, or snake-like nose, or some other Ophidian characteristic. However a Yuan-Ti looks, they have the power to pursue great good or evil in the multiverse. All right, you can be small. Fabulous. I love that they're adding that to a lot of different races, because there's so few races before that could be small.
Yeah.
So you're humanoid, you can be medium small, you've got your 30 feet, you've got your 60-foot dark vision. Magic resistance is always
Oh, wow.
a friggin' thing. So you've got magic resistance and poison resilience. You have advantage on saving throws to avoid or end the poison condition on yourself. You also have resistance to poison. And serpentine spell casting, you've got poison spray. Oh, that's awesome. You can cast animal friendship an unlimited number of times with this trait, but you can only target snakes. Okay? There is, starting at 3rd level, you can also cast suggestion with this trait. Once you cast it, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. So you get poison spray, animal friendship, and suggestion. That is, the advantage against both poison and all magic.
Yeah. Well,
and the ability to spit
spells.
poison in someone's face.
I think
that's pretty awesome.
Before this, UNT was good, but I think the only thing that was holding it back before was that it was like strictly evil race.
Yeah, they made it they made it really clear in this one. Hey,
yeah,
you could be good if you want.
You can be whatever the fuck
I
you want.
love how they're like,
whatever
just in case you didn't understand, you could be good or bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Don't let them hold you back.
I've got to say, I am adoring what they have done with these races.
Oh, I love it so much.
I mean, aside from the Minotaurs,
there was a couple ones that were kind of like, underwhelming compared to everyone else, but
meh. But yeah, I think that I love the fact that they are just trying to make role playing easier for everyone. They're trying to, I feel like they're really understanding that, we're in a space now as a culture where, you can be whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And so let's create that space in our fantasy world where you can just be whatever you want. You're not limited by different things. You can tell whatever story you want to with all of these different things,
Alakazam says, I have a UNT bard named Anaconda.
All right, we'll end stream right now.
It don't want none unless you got buns, hun.
Exactly.
All right, that is what that looks like.
Now I'm just excited to see, I want a revision of all the races now.
Right?
I'm sad how I want all of them to be changed and adjusted. And I want everyone to be small.
All right. So, chat, tell me. We're going to go through one or two of the creatures in this new fabulous thing. I want you in chat, let me know what CR creature do we want to look at. All right? We're going to do this 3 times. What's the first CR creature we want to do? Let me know. And we will go check that out. we'll go see something delightful. And I gotta say, I do love the fact that they've got, like in here, they've got all of these different gods statted out.
Oh yeah.
That just makes me so happy. And it's interesting here in 5e that like there's most of the gods are like 21st, 22nd level, something like that. You know, in or 20th, you know, like it's a CR of that. In 3.5 gods, we're all like CR 40. You know. Okay, so Alex says CR 10. We're gonna check out a CR 10 creature. Let's see how many there are, and we will randomize this. Shall we? Shall we?
Should we fight him?
Oh my, we do not have time for this. There's
Aw.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 13 of them. Let me see. Ooh, we've got, they've got Winter Eladrin, Summer Eladrin, Spring Eladrin, Autumn Eladrin. I'm really interested to see what this looks like. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull Autumn Eladrin. So it gives you, oh damn, 165 hit points.
What?
CR10, 19 natural armor, resistance to psychic damage. Okay, enchanting presence, magic resistance, multi-attack, spellcasting, bonus action face step, reaction foster peace. If a creature charmed by the Eladrin hits with an attack roll while within 60 feet of the Eladrin magically causes the attack to miss, provided the Eladrin can see the attacker. Oh, wow. That's fabulous. So if you have a couple of them and they're charming all the people, they can stop anybody who's charmed from hitting any of their friends.
What? Oh, that's cool.
That's amazing. Oh my God, what a cool mechanic. There's just, oh my, you can screw with people so hard with that. Oh, wow. Okay, so do we want to, all right, I want to look at Death, because I love Behold. I want to see Death Kiss.
I was going to say Death Kiss. I was like, please.
Need to look at this Death Kiss. All right, without looking at it, I want you to guess a couple things. I want you to tell me what you think might be here. All right, so what do you think its AC is?
Tell me high or low, and I'll try to guess like that.
Well, you're very close. It's 15.
I was going to say 17, so.
Yeah, so it's got, so you can hit it. You can hit this thing. Ooh, it's immune to lightning.
It's immune to lightning?
Yeah, just immune.
Oh, yeah.
Immune to lightning.
Whoa.
It's got lightning blood. A creature within 5 feet of the Death Kiss takes 1d10 lightning damage whenever it hits the Death Kiss with a melee attack that deals piercing or slashing damage. It's got multi-attack. The Death Kiss makes 3 tentacle attacks. Up to 3 of these attacks can be replaced by Blood Drain, 1 replacement per tentacle grappling a creature. Okay, love this. Tentacle is a melee attack. If it hits and the target is grappled, if it is huge or smaller. That's nice. Until the grapple ends, it's restrained, and the Death Kiss can't use the same tentacle on another target. The Death Kiss has 10 tentacles. So it could potentially, oh my God, it could grapple 10 creatures. If it wanted to. And then there's Blood Drain. 1 creature grappled by a tentacle of the Death Kiss must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 4d10 lightning damage, and the Death Kiss gains half as many hit points.
I'm glad we're seeing this here and not in game.
I'm sad. I am sad that I'm sharing this with you right now. Its tentacle has a 20-foot range.
Yeah, nah, that's dirty. That's
so like I feel like this is what you drop in like the middle of like a kobold den, and it just eats all the kobolds. Like just anything that's like small up.
Wow.
That's crazy. All right, description. A death kiss is a lesser behold. It's a lesser beholder.
It's a baby. It's a baby.
That can come into being when a true beholder has a vivid nightmare about losing blood. Its coloration and shape resemble those of the beholder that dreamed it into existence, but its hue is more muted, and instead of magical eye rays, it has 10 long tentacles, each ending in a mouth full of teeth. It can speak through any of its tentacle maws in a high-pitched nasal voice. That makes me so happy. Death kisses fear true beholders, which can easily kill or subdue them. Lacking the egotism of their stronger kin, a death kiss usually submits to the rule of its creator or of any other beholder it encounters, but it tries to escape as soon as the beholder is preoccupied. A death kiss consumes ingested blood, which it also uses to heal and generate electrical energy inside its body. I'm loving this concept of like the iron in the blood.
Oh yeah.
Like, generating, like becoming an electric generator. That's awesome. When underground, it uses its tentacles as feelers, prodding and examining the environment in all directions. Above ground, it usually keeps its tentacles retracted when on the hunt, then lashes out with them to catch opponents off guard. A death kiss lacks the combat finesse and intelligence of a true beholder. In most cases, it simply latches onto its prey with one or more of its tentacles and drains blood until the prey collapses. If it's in a superior position and its foe poses no threat, it might toy with its food, drawing out the prey's death. That's nice, you know. A death's kiss prefers to hunt alone. If it meets another of its kind, it might fight, flee, or team up, depending on its health and pride.
Oh God, that's horrifying.
Oh my God, a bunch of them hunting together? Yes, please. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was waiting for you to go full Skeletor there for a second, you know, just like
Right.
yeah.
All right, we've got one for a CR5 from Snowflake Boy. Let's see what we've got in CR5. I'm excited about this.
Do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Shall we? Let's see. So it looks like we've got, it's one page. We've got things like, ooh, Catoblepus. That's fun. Ooh, a Brontosaurus. Everybody likes a dinosaur. Ooh, Enchanter Wizard, Master Thief, a Transmuter Wizard. I love that they've got all of these in here so that like if you just need to make like quick NPCs, you can just pop it up and you've got this. You don't have to sit there and spend forever like creating a new character. That's very nice. All right, let me see. What is a Kruthic Hive Lord?
A what?
I am very interested in this thing. They've got cranium rats. Cranium rats were like my favorite thing, one of my favorite things in Torment, the Planescape video game. I love them. Did they have them earlier? Have we had cranium rat swarms? Because I don't remember them.
Oh, cranium bats? No, I don't know.
Cranium
I don't think
rat.
So. Rats?
Cranium rat swarms. I don't think we did. I feel like we need to look at this. I feel like this is the CR5 we're going to look at. There's
Swarm.
Okay, first of all, description. Mind flayers create cranium rats by bombarding rats with psionic energy. Okay, gross. Cranium rats are somewhat smarter than ordinary rats and behave as such. If enough cranium rats come together to form a swarm, they merge their minds into a single intelligence with the accumulated memories of all the swarm's constituents. So you can send a bunch of cranium rats out into the world to go like hunt things down and find information, and they all come back and share it. That's delightful. The rats become smarter as a result and retain their heightened intelligence for as long as the swarm persists. The swarm also awakens latent psionic abilities implanted within each cranium rat by its mind flayer creators, bestowing upon the swarm psionic powers. A single cranium rat uses its natural telepathy to communicate hunger, fear, and other base emotions. A swarm of cranium rats communicating telepathically speaks as one creature, often referring to itself with the collective pronouns we and us. Some mind flayer colonies use cranium rats as spies. The rats invade communities and act as eyes and ears for the colony's elder brain, transmitting their thoughts when they swarm and are within range of the elder brain's telepathy. That's awesome.
Sorry, you killed off Noodle. Can't do that.
Right. They are resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Do you want to guess what condition immunities they have?
It's probably a lot, the way you said that.
All right, each of you, give me one that you think they might have.
I already saw it to show it on screen.
Well, shut up then. You're just a terrible person.
Condition immunities, paralyzed.
Yep. They can't
Wow.
be paralyzed. They can't be charmed, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, prone, restrained, or stunned.
Oh, so just all of them.
Is that
Yeah.
literally all of them?
Literally all of the
I don't
conditions.
think it's all of them. I think that's like, there might be one or two other conditions.
I
that
think
they
that's-
there.
I feel like it's all of them.
I think that's all of them,
Oh
dude.
shit.
There is, yeah, it's a lot.
Oh no,
It's a
there's
lot.
some. There's some.
They've got dark vision. They've got telepathy. Swarm. The swarm can occupy another creature's space and vice versa, and the swarm can move through any opening large enough for a tiny rat. The swarm can't regain hit points or gain temporary hit points. It's got the telepathic shroud. It's immune to any effect that would sense its emotions or read its thoughts, as well as all divination spells. That's delightful. It can bite people. Great. It's got psionic spellcasting, so at will it can command, comprehend languages, and detect thoughts.
Oh my god.
That's
The rat
actually
swarm?
terrifying.
Yeah. And once a day it can cast confusion or dominate monster.
Oh god.
Dude.
That's nuts.
This is
Oh
a
my
CR
God.
5?
Yes. And it's, as a bonus action, the swarm sheds dim light from its brains in a 5-foot radius, increasing the illumination to bright
What?
light.
Its rat brains are like shining.
Absolutely.
I love
This
it.
is great.
It could
I
just
love this.
any monster just go up to it and then hold monster and then just all the rats come and
No,
eat
no.
it slowly.
Not hold monster, dominate monster. It literally takes
Yeah.
control of a monster. It overwhelms.
Imagine
them
like
with their
a
psionic
swarm
energy.
of rats like has
But
like
it's-
a troll that they're like controlling and having do things for them.
That's not
And, like-
okay.
Yeah, my thing is that like if it were me and I were a swarm of cranium rats, what I would do is
What
I would
if-
probably find something that had like an insane defense abilities, or like anytime you got close it would like do damage to people, something like that, you know. Could you, oh my god, you could dominate a dragon.
Yeah. Or a
They
Tarask.
just- You just dominate a dragon and then fly around on it, killing people. Like that's what you do. And you speak with telepathy while this thing is
Yeah.
dominated. You know, it's totally fine. Totally fine. And
Oh
it
my
lasts for an
gosh.
hour. And my thing is like, at that point, oh my god, I might do this in our world.
That's,
Create,
that's an
like-
8th level spell.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Like create something crazy, like they have taken over like a dragon, and like once an hour one of the swarms just continues the domination, like to like cast the spell again, and there's like 50 swarms of these cranium rats living on the back of this dragon.
People think it's a Draco Lich, but they've just been eating it the whole time
Oh no!
Yeah. Absolutely.
You fight this crazy monster, and then it turns out it's being controlled by cranium rats.
too.
Could
That's-
you imagine if it was something like cranium rats, like controlled like a solar or some super powerful angel?
Okay, but I mean, they have resistances. I mean, you know,
If-
like
No, that's fine, but eventually all resistances can be worn down.
yeah, you just have
You know, like I feel like that's absolutely.
a Solar
the
is just
thing.
trying to live in his home, and he's got
Uh-huh.
Well, could
cranium
you
rat
imagine if it's like,
infestation.
the solar, like you think it's got like weird wiggly wings,
Oh,
and it turns out it's
no,
just swarms
Oh.
no,
of cranium rats on it.
Oh.
Like it's got glowing
no,
wings.
no.
Don't like it.
I don't like it.
Nope.
No.
No.
If you thought 2 kobolds in a trench coat was bad, wait till you see this. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm going to I'm going to say CR7 somewhere between CR17 and CR20.
okay.
We're going to
Let's look at a god.
Let's see
Pick
what
one of
that
the
looks
gods.
like.
Oh.
Let's see. We've got Baal is one of the gods. They've got Leviathan in here. Nagpa.
What's
I don't know what
Gif?
that is. Oh shit. A Nightwalker.
Do it.
Those
Let's
are terrifying.
check it.
Oh my god. All right, Nightwalker description. The negative plane. Oh, they've changed the name. It's no longer the negative energy plane. It's the negative plane. All right.
Oh.
The negative plane is a place of death, anathema to all living things. Yet there are some who would tap into its fell powers and use its energy for sinister ends. Most individuals prove unequal to the task. Those not destroyed outright are sometimes drawn inside the plane and replaced by Nightwalkers, terrifying undead creatures that devour all life they encounter. One can reach the negative energy plane from the Shadowfell in places where the barrier between the planes is thin. Stepping onto the negative plane is almost always fatal, since the plane sucks the life and the soul from creatures, annihilating most at once. The few who survive by sheer luck or by harnessing some rare form of protective magic soon discover that they can't leave as easily as they arrived. Worse, for each creature that enters the plane, a Nightwalker is released to take its place. In order for the trapped creature to escape, the released Nightwalker must be lured back to the negative plane by offerings of life for it to devour. If the Nightwalker is destroyed, the trapped creature has no hope of escape. Generally, a Nightwalker on the material plane is attracted to elements of the world associated with the creature responsible for its creation, which can provide clues as to who the trapped creature is. This attraction doesn't indicate a willingness to engage with the world, though. Nightwalkers exist to make life extinct, and they prioritize anything associated with the trapped creature for destruction. So a little bit of lore. The negative plane, one of the reasons that it is incredibly difficult to escape is because any magic utilized to try to escape the plane is met with exactly the equal amount of energy to dispel it. So you cannot get out of the negative plane. And yeah, Nightwalkers are crazy. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Not a great armor class. 14. A shitload of hit points, more than 300. It's got a walking speed and a flying speed. 24 constitution, 22 strength, though really bad intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Gennasi, thank you so much.
Whoa!
Oh my god! Thank you! That's amazing!
We'll save those for next stream.
Absolutely! We've got, what is that with the bits? There is, oh, that's bots. Bits. There is, okay, so, we can do 2 environmental effects or 5 wheels of chaos. Absolutely. Or, what is that? 50 plus
50 plus 2s.
50 plus 2s? You know, they're really weighing the worth.
That's hilarious. I love that. 100%. That's amazing, Gennasi. Thank you so much.
That's why you're Dag's favorite.
We were just talking about it.
We love it. The kind of absurdity of 50 plus
Yeah, no, absolutely.
2s.
Like, oh my god, it's fine. No, I make it. It's fine. I do like the idea of 10 combo moves. I absolutely do.
Yeah.
That makes me very happy.
Cool.
All right, so we've got, oh my god, these resistances. So of course it's, got resistance to non-magical attacks, but it also has resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, and thunder.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter what you want to come at it with. It's not good. It is immune to necrotic and poison damage.
Yep.
So the only thing that'll do full damage, literally the only thing in the multiverse, is radiant damage.
Or
It is immune to exhaustion, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, and restrained. That's crazy. Dark vision out to 120 feet.
it's interesting it doesn't have true vision, because with
Crusade,
CR20, like you just go invisible and it can't really do much against it.
It'll find you. It'll get you. Annihilating aura. Any creature that starts its turn within 30 feet of the Nightwalker must succeed on a DC 21 Constitution saving throw or take 6d6 necrotic damage. Undead are immune to this aura. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Life Eater. A creature dies if reduced to 0 hit points by the Nightwalker and can't be revived except by a wish spell. The Nightwalker does not require air, food, drink, or sleep. So you could literally just send this into a village and everything would just die.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much instantly.
Just from being around it. Yep.
The Nightwalker makes 2 enervating focus attacks, one of which can be replaced by a Finger of Doom if available. Enervating focus, all right. It's got a 15-foot reach. It is plus 12 to hit, and it is 5d8 plus 6 necrotic damage. Then you must succeed on a DC 21 Constitution saving throw, or your hit point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the damage. This reduction lasts until the target takes a long rest. The target dies if its hit point maximum is reduced to 0.
That's not fun, Kyle. That's gotta admit.
I
That's
feel
not
like
fun.
something might happen with something
No.
like that somewhere. The Nightwalker points. All right, this is Finger of Doom, recharge of 6. The Nightwalker points at one creature it can see within 300 feet. 300 feet. The target must succeed on a DC 21 Wisdom saving throw or take 6d12 necrotic damage and become frightened until the end of the Nightwalker's next turn. While frightened, the creature is also paralyzed. If a target's saving throw is successful, the target is immune to the Nightwalker's Finger of Doom for the next 24 hours. Oh my god, DC 21, and you just get paralyzed and die.
That's crazy. I do think they've left a very specific thing. I was wondering about the dark vision, but the passive perception of this thing is 9. So really the only effective way to fight it is to be like invisible and not be able to see, because it doesn't really see that well. Like that's really the only chance you have, because if it sees you, you're so fucked.
Yeah, you could sneak around this guy, totally, but if he sees you, you're dead. That's the thing.
Absolutely. Well, for me, it's that 300 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just straight up, like, just from a distance, you're just dead. You're dead. Everything's fine.
Stick to my stomach. That is.
Oh, and it can fly.
I'm gonna fuck you up with this. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna make me so happy.
If a creature is reduced to 0 hit points, it can't be revived except for.
What do you mean, Kyle? No, this is nothing. This monster,
this fun,
totally take it out. It's easy. One shot it.
Absolutely. No worries. No worries.
Yeah.
300 hit points, immune to everything. You know?
Resistant to everything. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, normal magical attacks from weapons still count.
Yeah. Not out of the fight yet, okay?
That's true.
So you're saying there's a
Yes,
chance.
yeah, exactly. You're saying there's a chance. People will die, but maybe not everybody.
Yeah.
Good God, though.
Yeah, no, this is brutal. This is freaking crazy. I would like to say thank you for helping us go through this delightful book. I'm so excited about these new races, and honestly, I am super excited to jump up in to Hero Forge and start making some shit. Yes, we're gonna make some minis, and it's gonna be delightful. thank you, Gennasi, again for those bits. That is really sweet of you. Really makes a difference here. And yes, Mindari, you just caught us. We went through all of the races. They're so cool. They're so much better. They just improved it so much. And I am so excited about it. And we just went through just a couple of the monsters in there. And I'm just letting some of my players know that I'm going to ruin their lives over and over and over again. So yes, but we are now going to give away some fabulous dice from Phoenix Dice.
Yay!
Because they are amazing. So everybody, I'm going to give you a minute to hit ! raffle so that you can jump in on this, grab you some fabulous dice. There is Gennasi, we are winding down, but we've got to run into our friends over at our Rolling Together stream team. Carney Sideshow is who will be raiding this evening. But if you think Geek Girl Lissa is absolutely fabulous, Gennasi, send them my way, and we can chat with them about being sort of friends of the stream team, so that if we don't have something else, I can have their schedule and we can raid into them if there's not another stream team member on. So absolutely, I would love that. There is Mindari. Okay, I feel this so hard. My biggest thing with it was some of the changes they made with races were ones that I did, and I was like, yes, they stole my ideas. Absolutely. 3 times in the last year, we have created races for our world that did not exist, and then they appeared in WotC books. I'm like, yo. So I feel you. I 100% feel you. Like, this is, I mean, dude. Like, so I'm like, I mean, I appreciate the fact that WotC thinks that we're super creative and that we are doing it like that, and that they feel like this is good enough to put in WotC product. I'd love to chat with you, WotC, about, like, maybe getting a little piece of that pie, maybe a little bit. We got plenty of other things that we can create for you. 100%. Jump on it, WotC. We got you, baby. But yes, Mindari, absolutely. Mindari, I have not seen you put down ! raffle yet. So yeah, you should do that. As
free dice. I mean,
fabulous dice. Absolutely, that's right. WotC, please give me money, and you can steal all my ideas. 100%. The nice thing, this is one of the things that I love about you, Mindari, is I feel like you understand that there will always be another idea. That you don't get precious about the ideas that you have, because you understand you are a creative enough individual that there will literally always be another thing. And I love that. It's something that it took me many years to understand, that I didn't need to be like, oh my God, this is the only idea I'm ever gonna have. It's like, no, there's plenty up here. We're good. Do we need like a story? Do we need 17 stories in the next 2 hours? We can make that happen. Absolutely. All right. I hope that everybody has done it. Let's see who wins some fabulous dice.
All right, here we go. Closing it up. And the winner is...
Who is it?
The Resident Dad!
Yo!
Hey, Resident Dad. Shoot me a note. Either shoot me a whisper here on Twitch, or shoot me a DM on Twitter or in Discord, and I will let you know how we're going to hook you up with some fabulous dice. Remember, when you win dice here, it's not a specific set. You can pick any set of dice on the entire website over at Phoenix Dice. So whatever makes you the very happiest, that is the one that you shall have. And now, I think it's time to go and raid up into some Carney Sideshow. Remember, when we raid from Playnerd allies, we let them know what we're bringing to the potluck. I personally am going to be bringing weeping players murdered instantaneously from 300 feet away.
Yeah.
What are you going to bring, Mike?
I'm gonna bring some awesome new race friends, and we're all just gonna have a huge party while you're making us cry.
I feel like you just sort of stumbled into white supremacist like language, and it's really distressing. I'm gonna bring some of my race friends.
Race friends, yeah.
Yeah.
D&D stuff, Kyle. Jeez.
I'm gonna bring a goblin that stabs you and then runs away like this.
Yes, you are. Mindari's gonna bring Watsy stealing all of their ideas. Absolutely.
Love it.
Yes. We love you all. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Take care.
Mwah.
Bye.